Well, hello there. Hello to everyone in chat. Welcome to a great discussion stream today where we will be chatting about many fascinating topics. This was a spud gun jump scare. So, hello Piechucker. Get out of the chat, get on here. You're live.
Yeah, I'm here. G'day Spud. Hello chat. How's it going everyone?
He's saying hello to himself when he's saying hello to chat because he is in there, in the chat.
I am chat.
Mingling with the audience as we speak.
With the common folk.
He's out there doing a crowd surfing. He's taking all the glory.
Warm handshakes all around.
Alright, hello everyone. Hi chat. Welcome to a rare YouTube stream. Remember, the format is I put my gaming streams on Twitch and my chatting streams on YouTube. So you're in for a lot of chatting and a lot of interesting information being thrown your way. So welcome. Let's just moving on to the little things I need to advertise. So the news is Bavaria Part 8 is coming on Friday, aka tomorrow. What do you think of that?
Very exciting. I'm making my way through 21 minutes actually what I was doing just before we jumped on the stream. I was just watching the 7th part. Very, very good. Very exciting.
Well, you're nearly there. That'll set you up nicely for Part 8, I guess.
Yes. Double episode. Very nice.
So that's coming out at 3 PM UK time. So it's currently about 1:30 UK time now. So just extrapolate that. So in an hour and a half, it'll be 24 hours till the video comes out. Whatever time zone you're in now, basically. If that makes any sense. And God knows what time that'll be for Piechucker. I don't know. Fucking...
No. I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Be coming out in 1982 for Piechucker. I don't know. In this time zone over there.
Yeah. No, it's quite often. Almost all videos, you know, I watch in the morning because they always come out like 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know.
You mean you watch them when you wake up, or
I'm never the guy who comments first. I've never been the guy who comments first. Well, I can't. It's not possible.
It's being the actual first is a thing that very few people achieve. I need to make a first Hall of Fame or something, because sometimes when someone says first and they get it, I throw a little congratulation reply comment to them. Well, let me turn the music down. Right, that's your background music for today. Okay, so the Discord. We have a new custom link, so it's easier to join. There you go. And it's also got a great new modding section where I've innovated and added lots of cool things. I even have... There's a new channel called Updates, where I've linked the announcement channels of various Victoria 2 mods to post their updates in that one channel, so it's like a collection. But I've also put Gilded Destiny updates in there, and OpenVic updates into that new channel called Updates. So that's a new feature on the Discord, which has a new link. You can go and join that if you haven't. At this point, you know, it's almost as if everyone who's going to join my Discord has done over the last 3 years. Yeah, but people still join it though, so maybe not. Over on Twitch, I've been doing single player Victoria 2, and they've been great streams, really fun, and it's just such a weight off my shoulders to chill on single player, because multiplayer was really stressful to stream, and there were so many things to take care of. You have to do Diplo, you have to fight your wars, and to take care of a stream and make sure everyone's entertained, keep talking and answering questions, and trying to keep people entertained during rehosts where you lose like 50 viewers. So just not worrying about that at all. It's been fun. So you could check out my Twitch if you're interested. The next stream of that will be on Saturday. I'll do another one on Saturday. And the last thing here is, of course, we welcome super chats on this stream, where we will answer. We might not answer immediately. We might wait until we're at the relevant topic of the stream to respond. But all your super chats will be appreciated. That's how you support the channel and get in a question. All right. Anything you'd like to say in the intro yourself?
No, I don't think so. I'll shill. I'll say go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been in the chat, because I'm going to be uploading a video sometime soon with a big asterisk on soon. Could be tomorrow. It could be anyway. No, I think that's all I've got to say.
Unfortunately, I remember just saying the exact same thing the last time we did this, and we're still anticipating this big... Piechucker's about to drop a video sometime.
The greatest video potential. I'm just trying to build up hype. I've had the video done for about 3 years now. I need people to be sufficiently excited for it.
Well, there you go. I'm sure we'll be saying this again in a couple of months when we do another discussion stream.
It's a doomer outlook. It's gonna come. It's gonna be. I guarantee it.
But yeah, go and subscribe to him on YouTube. Post the link in the chat if you haven't already.
Probably don't have the rights, but I'll have a look.
If you can't, then maybe a mod will do it. I don't know. We have to. So in this stream, we're going to be talking about quite a few things just related to my channel. We're going to be talking about some interesting topics about my channel, a new idea I've got, and we're going to go in depth on the monetization issues. And then we're going to broaden it out to other games. We're going to talk about a Gilded Destiny update, see how that project's doing. It's a grand strategy project, indie commercial grand strategy project, and not to be confused with OpenVic, which is its own thing and it's going well in the background. And then we're going to talk about Victoria 3. That'll be the last topic, because I'm going to keep you all here. I'm going to make you sit through the actual interesting topics before we get to that crap, okay? But no, seriously though, there's an actual genuinely interesting topic I want to mention about Paradox and how they've actually changed their DLC model, but we'll get to that. First things first, we're moving on. That's the intro done and dusted. Again, welcome everyone. Weechel, I posted the link. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What is the first topic I'd like to talk about today? Well, I currently have 2 YouTube channels. I have Spudgun Official and the Spudgun Archives. The Spudgun Archives is my stream VOD channel. Twitch VODs get automatically exported over to that, and then I add a little description, fix them up, and then you get my stream VODs. And it's actually got a very nice 4,000 subscribers. Stream VODs get about 1k views on average. I don't know about the retention though, because who actually sits and watches 3 or 4 hours? That's the situation now. And what do we think of that situation, Piechucker? Do you think there's anything we could add to this?
I think I don't know. Maybe maybe a new channel. A new channel, yeah. A new channel where you could post short form bits and pieces, some funny stuff, some casual stuff, a comfy channel, a comfy third channel maybe.
Because, you know, you've got the Father, you've got the Son, and then you've got the Holy Spirit. Everything comes in threes, right?
Yeah.
Third time lucky, all these sayings.
The Spud Gun Trinity.
Shut up, Woven. What the hell is that in the chat? No, not that. It won't be that. So, the idea that I've been floating around for a little while, well, the Spud Gun Archive channel, someone actually just said they never knew about it, going to subscribe now. If you want to watch stream VODs, you subscribe to it. It's like, I'm not forcing that one. I mean, if you don't want to watch a 3-hour VOD, don't. But it's there for people who do want the VODs. So, but if I'm going to do this third channel, the idea is, right, a channel for shit posts, so small videos, shorts, memes, random silly stuff. So to clear, it's not just to create a new channel for that, but it's to clear that stuff off the main channel as well. To keep the main channel streamlined and focused on the good, full main uploads of the Bavaria series, Vic2 content, and all that. That's the idea. And I'm very in favour of it, and I'm working towards it. I'm coming up with ideas for it. So
it's a great idea, especially because short form content seems to be the way the winds are blowing at the moment. And you've made lots and lots of stuff, you know, just for Discord or, you know, community posts. And so having a channel for that stuff where, you know, it doesn't get lost to time is going to be great.
And I wanted to mention it on this stream so that I could gauge any reaction in the chat and see if you think it's a good idea. And I think you're saying that. You're already coming up with name ideas, so I wanted to actually... We'll talk about long and short form content in a second. One of the ideas I had was Spud Gun Extra. A lot of people have come up with great ideas in the chat. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to write them down on this. Hold on. Spud Fun. I don't know, maybe that's actually a good one. It's a bit cringe, but Spud Fun. And then Spud Posting. There's some ideas for names. And maybe if I gather some of these names, at another point we can do a big community post poll. And people can vote for the name they like. But Piechucker mentioned a really important thing, which is short form content, shorts, all this stuff. And that's where things get really complicated. I hate YouTube shorts. Do you hate them as well?
I hate them. I think they're terrible. I think they're terrible. And also the fact you can't turn them off. I think they're really, really bad. It's a shame that it seems like a lot of stuff, like you've got Instagram Reels, everything's turning into TikTok, just across the board. Yep.
Someone else suggested Guntata, which is a good name, but it wouldn't really work because people wouldn't know what it means. It's more like an in-joke. Shotgun. I'm not taking any Bocoin related suggestions. Spud Cringe. Espudgan. Well, that'll be my Spanish language channel where all my videos are translated into Spanish.
We would seriously consider any name suggested via Super Chat, though.
Oh yeah.
So send in all your Bocoin related names via Super Chat, and we'll definitely consider them.
No, please don't. Send good suggestions by Super Chat. Spudgoon will be the German one. Mixed Spud. So yeah, a lot of people are coming up with funny names, Spud Gun, Spud Fun, Spud Posting. My idea of Spud Gun Extra is more like a channel name, if that makes any sense. It's not like a random silly. It's like Spud Gun Extra. You think of TV channels, like all this stuff. I don't know.
Spud Gun Plus.
Spud Gun Plus. I don't know if an actual plus sign would be valid as a name to pick in YouTube. I don't know if that would work, but if they take special characters, that's a good one. Or it might look too... Actually, my actual channel is called Spud Gun Official, so it makes sense. But anyway, long form, short form content. I hate shorts. They're intrusive. I never watch them. They recommend completely non sequitur random crap that I don't care about at all. I can get American football. I've never clicked on an American football video in my life, and this shit's coming. Whatever, like random topics. If you're watching a YouTube short and then you scroll down to the next one, it's just nothing to do with what you've just watched. I hate them.
No, but that's not the point. That's not the downward spiral, because you click on one because it looks interesting and it's probably related to something you're interested in, and then you had such joy watching that, perhaps a Spud Gun Plus short, and then you think, man, I want that feeling again, and so you scroll for 3 hours.
Spud Gun Raw was a good idea. Yeah, it's like that.
Spud Gun Raw. I feel like your archive channel should be Spud Gun Raw.
Yeah, it should be Spud Gun Uncut. Spud Gun Raw. I've had a bit of a glitch with my YouTube chat. Spud Gun Desynced. Hey, something Spud Gun Oos.
You don't want to get too niche.
Yeah. So I needed to talk about what we've done on my channel. So I've released several shorts over the years, and when they came out, I released some shorts, but they never did well on my channel for some reason. I mean, maybe I just did them wrong. Maybe I didn't I didn't do a short properly, a good shitpost. I'm open to the idea that I did them badly, but they just didn't do too well for me, and I never saw shorts having any benefit for me. They don't make any money. Spud Gun Forever, Spud Chub.
They do now. They make money now. They've run advertisements on it now.
Yeah. So another big reason why I've come up with this idea for the third channel is just to compartmentalize things properly. So you know what you're getting on each channel. And this also has algorithmic implications. Like, if you want to do YouTube shorts, keep posting them on your main channel. Right now, posting videos and shorts on the same channel makes it so both keep showing up on the feed. Yeah, but I really only want proper mainline full video content on the main channel. And I also am considering, even on the shorts, I don't want to make them a short. I'll do a short 30-second shitpost, but as a normal video on the third channel, because I just hate shorts. But anyway, what was I going to say? It's just, I really like the idea of compartmentalizing, keeping everything in a place where it belongs, sort of thing. It works well in my brain, and I'm sure it would, have good implications. Another point I've got here is that if I made a third channel for shitposting, I wouldn't be afraid to post anything thinking, oh, this might affect me on the algorithm, or this might not get as many views. On the third channel, if it's a shitpost, I'll just throw it out there, because I've had lots of ideas for little shitpost meme videos, but I've decided not to put them up, or I've just turned them into a video to put on Discord. But for this, I would have no qualms with that. I would just throw it out there. And there's also a backlog of shitposts, which are sort of unlisted videos on my main channel. Some of you might have seen them. Piechucker, tell me if you remember any of these. Tell me if you remember the Bad Frank Nurse Reno movie trailer.
I do not remember that one.
Tell me if you remember the Nurse Reno getting kicked out of his own game story of El Rositas telling a story.
No. Oh.
Well, maybe.
No, I don't think so. I remember the Cole one. I thought the Cole one was great. And then there was the Bad Frank one. Nurse Reno disguised Bad Frank. And stop posting about Victoria 3. And the one I'm in, of course, other Paradox for YouTubers.
Yeah.
So I've probably seen those 4. Oh, and the Edmonton Enforcers where the guy renames his army. So I think I've seen 5.
Yeah, that's a rundown of exactly what shorts I've had. That's my shorts. That's my output of YouTube shorts, basically. And I like them, you like them, but they haven't done well viewer-wise. And they probably would have gotten more views if they'd just been normal videos that my own subscribers just saw. Because they never did anything as shorts.
Which is interesting, because I thought Big Weevil had released a lot of his most popular videos as shorts, but they are just short videos. Like he has 8 videos I'm seeing around the 100,000 mark in views, and they're all regular posted videos around 15 to 30 seconds long.
Yeah, we'll talk about Big Weevil, but first there's a guy in the chat that said that's why you unmonetize your third channel. That's a good idea. Keep the third channel unmonetized so that you can just put anything on it. Well, not anything. I'm not saying I'm going to put out like fucking the edgiest content you've ever seen, but just like swearing. I mean, what's considered edgy on YouTube now is the word fuck. So if I have something to do with the word fuck, I can put it on there and it won't get demonetized because it was never trying to get monetized in the first place. But Big Weevil is a great case study on this.
He is.
He's put out some short videos, as you said, that aren't actually shorts, but they've done so. He's gotten videos with like over 100k. They've done so well.
Yeah, he's done tremendously well.
And congratulations to him for that. He's nailed it with some of these videos. These little shorts getting 100k by Victoria too. Really good, really good. And but the downside is, there's a downside to doing that on Big Weevil's main channel, or hypothetically if I put out videos like that on my main channel. There becomes a huge discrepancy between the sub count and these individual videos that do well. These aren't returning viewers who tune in for Bavaria every week, assuming it's released weekly, which it isn't. There's a difference there. So like on my main channel, what I have is a situation where basically 30,000 of my subscribers watch my video when I put it out. There's no one big video that gets 100k views, which is an outlier, other than the Victoria 3 War System video, which has 130k views. So keeping it all neat and tidy and keeping my subscribers just watching my normal output of content and having shit posts, maybe a shit post will get 100k views on my third channel. And then some people will go, oh, that's good, I like that, what's this channel all about? And they'll go, oh, this is just a secondary channel, here's his main channel, and then they'll get into my main content, that sort of thing. So that's my thought process, basically, something like that. And also my chat is frozen on YouTube, so just, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think there is an argument to be had with some of these people saying that putting shorts on your main channel, considering the fact that they don't show up in the feed, they have their own separate feed when you go to your channel. But being able to, really stretch out creatively and do whatever you want has a huge benefit, and also could have a greater reward anyway. Yeah.
And then there's also the question of these discussion live streams. Do they affect me on the algorithm, putting out a 4-hour VOD on the main channel? I don't know. I like doing it the way I do it with these streams though. Not getting too many viewers out today, but that's fine. Don't care. As long as we get some super chats, am I right? But, funnily enough, just as I was thinking about making this channel idea, and just as I was planning this stream actually, only yesterday was it? Guess who should essentially do the same thing? It is... Can I get a drum roll please? Spud Gun Slop. That's a good idea.
Jesus Christ.
It's like dishing out the shitty little short content, the slop. No, but guess who should do it? Guess who should do it? And it's someone relevant. It's not a crazy other channel that's nothing to do with me. This is... DinoStan did it! Look, this is his community post. 17 hours ago, I decided to make a second channel for one-off skit vids and stuff, not to bog down the main channel. This is the exact idea. Brilliant, isn't it? By the way, DinoStan's a legend, and I heard Piechucker might be editing a video where I was playing with him on CK3, but I haven't heard much of that for a while. What's going on there?
No, there was plenty of progress made, and then moving several times, and so it's ground to a halt. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to wait and see.
I would love that video if it could ever come out. That would be so good. But yeah, DinoStan's great, and he just... This is like a sign. DinoStan's doing it. It's time for me to do it as well. Cringe light mode. I know. I'm not signed in or anything here. There should be a super chat now. I've heard rumors of a super chat coming in.
Emperor Mulgus with $2. And he just says Spud Gunner. Thank you very much for the super chat, Emperor.
I think he's posting that as an idea, or the name. And I'll go on a tangent on that. Spud Gunner. Spud Gunner is like a sort of thing you'd expect if I was a cringe YouTuber who decided to give a name to his subscribers. Hey, what's up, Spud Gunners? Today we got a new video. It's Bavaria Part 8. Welcome, Spud Gunners. That would be what it would be if I did that. But I didn't do that. But funnily enough, what happened is Spud Gunner became a word sort of used nichely in the Victoria 2 community. So people Someone who watched my videos and went into a Victoria 2 multiplayer Discord server inspired to play multiplayer would be dubbed a spud gunner. People coming in like that. It's like a very niche meaning.
One of the flock.
And thank you very much, Rogo, for the 5 PLN. The Joite, I believe. And Brady, Spud Light. Oh, that's a great name.
Spud Light is
It's like copyright issues with that name, but damn. Let me get the names back up. Wait. I need to lower the font size. Lower the font.
Would you ever release?
I might capitalise the L. I think the capitalised L is good.
Would you ever release Spud Gunner merch if you were gonna do the idea of calling us all Spud Gunners?
I wouldn't call Spud Gun merch that. Nah. But merch is like some idea I've had in the pipeline for ages. Never gone anywhere yet. Yeah, the word Spud Gunner became sort of derogatory a little bit because it was like new people going in like, hey guys, I just watched a Spud Gun video, can I join your multiplayer game? Which is fine, but some people in Victoria 2 games took the piss out of it. But then later, Spud Gunner became a term on my own Discord for the Victoria 2 games that we host on my server, which occasionally come and go, new campaigns. Those are called the Spud Gunner games. So there's your lore on Spud Gunner. My Polish brain just froze with that jour pronunciation. People are praising my Polish pronunciation over on my live streams of the PLC Commonwealth on Twitch as well. Rzeczpospolita. Oh yeah, that's right. But hello everyone. Hello Nicius in the chat as well. Just hi. I get occasional views of my chat because it keeps glitching out like and freezing, so I see some people. But basically, DinoStan doing this a short channel himself is like, it's the go ahead. Surely it's like a sign.
It
Sign
is a
from
sign.
The YouTube gods. I think that's it for the topic on that. So I got some great name suggestions, and I'll maybe put these out in a poll soon, this weekend maybe, and that's fantastic. I love it. Thanks for the suggestions. Right, I think we're ready to. Do you have anything else on that, Mr. Chucker?
No, I think we've covered everything. I think it's a great idea. I'm actually really excited to see what comes out of it. Yeah, I think it's an exciting idea. What would the fourth channel be? Just in terms of if you could envision it, would it be like a Spud Gun, El Spud Gun official, where maybe you translate everything into Spanish?
Fourth channel.
Could be an untapped market.
It's like I can't envision a fourth channel. It's like trying to envision a fourth dimension. We can't comprehend it in where we are right now in our third dimension. I don't know.
What's potato in Spanish? Let's get some ideas in chat
Potato
for
in
Spud's
Spanish.
fourth channel. What could it be? What would be the purpose?
I should know this. I'm not looking at channel. What's Spud Gun? Potato in Spanish is. It's not Kartoffel. That's German and Polish.
Pistola?
It's pomme de terre in French. Fuck, what is it? I'm waiting for my chat. Is it patata? Patata? Pinchazos? Something with the word tater. Spud Gun International. Just one last thing I wanted to say about the channel is another good thing that I could put up on that channel are individual Twitch stream clips. Just throw up a clip, you know, might be a good idea because some funny clips come out now and again.
I used to be the main clips guy. There are some great clips. Some really, really good clips.
Yeah, I used to have these other two clippers, but we don't talk about them anymore.
No.
And clips are pretty slow, you know. Not many people clip me on Twitch nowadays, but you do occasionally get a gem. Let's move on.
You have to. Yeah, we will move on. But yeah, you have to like reverse psychology them. You have to go, oh no, nobody clipped that, and then you get the clips.
Yeah, you have to kind of contrive it, and then what you're left with is every clip you have just has this cringe bit at the end that goes, clip that, at the end because they clipped it and they included the bit where I asked them to clip it. So it's just shite. It's not organic, you know. A good clip, a really good clip, is not planned, and it doesn't involve you going, "Oh, clip that, yo, clip that, dude, whoa, yo, clip that." It doesn't involve that.
No.
A good clip comes from the heart. Spud gun,
Alright.
but in Russian? No. I don't know any. Spud gun, are you fat? No, I'm not. Actually, fun fact about me.
That's a great question. It's a really good question.
You should have put that question on a super chat, though. Really. I shouldn't humour non-super chat questions in the chat with an answer.
No, if you want the true answer, you have to put in a super chat to find it. Find out now if Spud really is fat.
I'm not, you know, if you answer a question, if you say a question in chat, or you ask a question, I'll answer it, but it might not be the right answer.
If you want honesty, you have to do a super chat. You have to pay for honesty.
Spud gun, when's the next Bavaria video? Sunday. If you want to really know, then give me a super chat. Might be true, might not. But anyway.
And we'll DM you the answer. We won't even reveal it live on stream. We'll DM you.
Donate €5 to learn Spud's BMI. I never get to catch these streams because I live in the godless land of Canada. You never get to catch these streams because they never happen live on YouTube. This is like the first time I've streamed on YouTube for 2 months. If not longer.
Long time.
They should happen more often. So, are we all ready to finally move on to Gilded Destiny?
Let's do it.
I think the leader system video came out first. So we've got just a quick intro. Gilded Destiny is a grand strategy game project by the company Aquila Interactive. Is it Aquila or Aquila? I think I might have even heard their devs pronounce it 2 different ways at various points. I think, but I can't remember.
Aquila sounds better. Aquila rhymes with gorilla, and I feel like that's not right.
Yes, Rob. This is the Vic 3. Vic 3 is going to be the last topic.
Have you seen that super chat from Weechula?
Yeah, Weechula is asking, what is your body fat percentage? I don't know. But thanks for the €2. So, Gilded Destiny. Like I said. Percentage? It's Gilded Destiny, right. Let me put it up to 1080p. Should be already. This is a grand strategy game project. It's a commercial project, not open source, and it's by Aquila Interactive. It's an indie company, indie game. One thing I can never fathom about them is where the money comes from, but they've got plenty of it, apparently, so it's a bit of a running joke. I'm not seriously trying to expose where the money comes from, but it's like a joke, because just forget it. The Gilded devs are going to be watching this at some point, so whenever I ask where your money comes from, it's a joke. I don't actually want to know. This is the upcoming, promising looking grand strategy project, the answer to Victoria 3, allegedly. In fact, one of them, if not more than one of them, is don't send money, you can't get a true answer. Send money, you'll get a I don't know. Well, the true answer is I don't know, because I didn't calculate that.
Yeah, it's honest answer.
You want me to go and do it now? You give €1,000. That can't be arsed. Actually, maybe not being arsed to just go and weigh myself and measure my height or whatever it is an indication. But I'm not actually that lazy or fat. But anyway, promising, has no Serbia or Greece. Oh, that's true. Well said. It's not finished. They might add Serbia and Greece later. Anyway, oh my god, can we get on with this? Come on, Spud, you've got this. Get on with this. Wait, actually, I think I've messed up the order here. I think I was moving on to monetization issues after that. But anyway, we're doing Gilded Destiny this time now. Anyway,
it's fine. We can move
it's
into
fine. We've got a super chat though. Boris, thank you very much for the £9.99. Good luck with your dissertation. Can't wait to watch part of the Bavaria series. That's going to be on Friday 3 PM. So thanks so much for the super chat, the alert of which will come in.
Yeah, congratulations, dude. Sounds pretty intense. What is a dissertation?
I don't know.
It's like a PhD? Isn't it part of a PhD or something like that? Or part of a No, I don't know. I don't know.
That shows the academic background of this fucking stream.
I've been to university. I don't have a degree.
Same.
Only the two finest minds, Piechucker and Spudgun.
Dropout official over here.
Dropout official. Burger Chucker, yeah. I suppose Piechucker still works.
There you go. It's part of my master's. It's 15,000 words of pain. Yeah, I know. I know it's a big project that people do to finish off a degree. It's a big analysis of a subject and all that.
Yeah. Sounds like a big job.
Bugs.
Congratulations, Boris. Very, very good.
So basically, I'm looking at this map in Gilded Destiny right now, and I'm going, me no like map. Me want to flip burger. What is this? Okay.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
Let's just react. Make them do the intro for us.
Hi
okay?
everyone, I'm Mark, a producer of Gilded Destiny. We've been astonished at the overwhelmingly positive feedback on our last dev diary on the portrait system.
Which I haven't
In response
watched
to our
or
last
reacted
dev
to,
diary,
but
we received many comments expressing
I will just say the last thing we watched on this was a previous stream. We looked at their war system video, which was an important video. We've got another super chat here. Thank you very much, Simply John, for the equivalent of 468.
What's NOK? Is that Korean money?
Norwegian kroner.
Oh, Norwegian.
North Korean. Mate. I don't think a North Korean super chat is possible. Hello, JBA. So, previously we looked at the war system video for this, and in that video they announced how they're going to have stacks that move around, and they basically gave a little cheeky nod to Victoria 3, which is why this project is a sort of answer to Victoria 3. Because if you think about it from a commercial standpoint, Victoria 3 left a lot to be desired in the Victorian era grand strategy market. So a company to come along to try and make an answer to it, a good game, is natural, and that's Gilded Destiny. Of course, it's not purely a coping about Victoria 3 project at all. They're making lots of different innovations and changes. So,
expressing the desire to understand the role of leaders in the game. So in this dev diary, we hope to expand on that topic and show some examples in context with some gameplay. Keep in mind that many of the skills and traits you'll see and hear me talk about in this dev diary are shown as placeholders, so are therefore likely to change a lot as the development process continues. So, in other words, don't overanalyze what you see, but as always,
don't overanalyze what you see, but that's what we're here for. That's our job.
Hot code.
Please do let us know your thoughts and suggestions. Our design goals for the leader system are 1. Allowing players to interact with historically meaningful characters and experience their pivotal impacts on historical
by the way,
progression.
this leadership stuff is actually
2.
quite like Victoria
Allowing
3.
players to use historical characters to administer the country. 3. Allowing players to nurture and grow leaders through different postings.
The way that
to
they go
improve
about
their
it is
skills
really fascinating, so I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's opinion.
and leadership effectiveness. These talented individuals will be distributed with skills across various fields such as finance, research, industry, military, etc. And as positions open up across various fields, you can assign your leaders
you
with
can
the
quite
most
clearly see they
relevant
have little
skills to fill them.
skill trees,
However,
assign them
the
points and
talents and
various
abilities
things.
of some leaders might not be immediately apparent early on and may require focused development while serving in a specific position. As the embodiment of your nation, it will be your responsibility to cultivate and guide them, allowing their true potential to shine through.
I think everyone in the chat can tell that these are AI. I think they mentioned that on their Discord as well at some point. They're doing AI generated faces and characters. People in the chat are reacting quite negatively, but they did say that these are placeholders. It might not be the case.
Yeah, I think it's really useful for mods. Like they've created a system so it's very easy for modders to add their own characters in, which is really good.
Dupai is getting paid for his job, says someone in the chat. Well, yeah, I'll pay you. I'll give you some of the super chats. Right. Got paid for your editing. If you want to, remember the editing days, like. Oh, good days. I'm just remembering.
Of course, getting paid real money. Oh, it was nice. I'd go to my actual job and get paid fake New Zealand Monopoly money, and then I'd come home to pound sterling.
An imaginary PayPal thing
Yeah,
inserted into your account.
even the Queen looks better. Spud would mail me an envelope filled with well, I don't know, pounds.
Pay him in infamy. Do you need an infamy transfer?
Besides these especially talented leaders, there will also be relatively ordinary leaders in the game, albeit with less
This is two of the same leader, but this guy, it's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, isn't it? Look at him. Do you see that?
I do see it. Also gives me Stellaris. I don't know why, but you know how the leaders look in Stellaris?
To be fair, yeah, they have these little repetitive animations where they sort of move a little bit, as well as just the general thing. It does look like that.
impactful skills. As the leader system provides players with a rich historical experience, you will need to immerse yourself in your country's management and
People are not
foster the
feeling very
steady
good about
industrial.
this, which I'm surprised by, because I quite like the look of this. It's very early
I'm
on as
mixed
well.
on it. I'm mixed on it because the starting point is Victoria 2. Victoria 2 doesn't have anything like this apart from generals. It doesn't have leaders. I'm mixed on it. I don't think it's that necessary. I don't know, but it's fine if it's in the game and it all works, and it's just one aspect of the game. It wouldn't put me off, getting the
No,
game.
that's sort of my view as well.
But it's fine.
Realization of your country. This is the gaming experience we aim to deliver to the players. After choosing the country you wish to play, you will receive some initial authority points by default. You can use your authority points to change domestic
There's
policies, recruit leadership talent, and more. How to use them specifically and how to gain authority points throughout the game will be detailed in future dev.
Oh, someone in the chat says, why is Ottomans purple? The Gilded Destiny Twitter account put out a thing about that. They said, do you like the purple Ottomans? And I wrote a purple country in that region, and I said, how dare you stand where he stood? Should be green or red.
By the way, I'm not seeing Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm seeing Oscar Isaac from June.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm saying Leo all the way.
Can Pi speak English? I can understand him, says Rogo the Frog. You'll have
So-
to send in a super chat to find out the answer to that.
Exactly, but ironically, Rogo, in trying to question if someone can speak English, you've failed yourself. I'm sure you meant to say, I can't understand him, or else...
Can
Can
Rogo speak
Pi-
English?
Let's analyse that sentence. Can Pi speak English? I can understand him. There's no problem there then, is there? So he can... I don't know.
Also, presumably you can speak English, so why would you bring someone on who can't speak English?
I
That
need to
doesn't
bring
make
on,
sense.
I'm going to bring on someone who can speak Spanish. I'm going to bring on JBA. I'm going to launch the fourth channel, Espogon. Espogon.
And
Espogon in
JBA
Spanish.
just dubs over your voice. That's going to be great. That'd be actually really good.
Can you add the fog in Gilded Destiny?
Diaries.
Fog of War?
Each leader possesses several key attributes: star rating, lifespan, traits, and political views. The star rating
Political
represents
view.
a leader's skill level. A higher star rating indicates a greater effectiveness in
Political view. Chud.
their position, and the longer they serve, the more experience they gain, and the higher their star rating will be. It's up to you to assign a leader to work in a suitable position based on their skills and talents. When playing the game, you will need to judge the effect of leader placement, otherwise it may result in negative consequences. In Gilded Destiny, a leader can be assigned to any open posting, so it's very important that you do not assign someone who is a talented administrator to a research position. And lifespan, on the other hand, is a direct measure of how much time they have in this world. Some leaders may come with certain traits related to
Thank you,
longevity
Daniel.
or diseases,
Red Ottomans over green.
which will
Yeah.
affect their lifespan.
There's certain
Historical
Victoria 2
leaders
mods that
will
make
also
them red.
come with a
PDM, I think.
guaranteed fixed lifespan.
I think it's pretty
but
good.
the time of death
Good
will
idea,
have
green.
some randomness
Red
to it.
Ottomans.
The traits of
sublime
leaders
port.
refer to their character.
It matches the flag if it's red. So,
Characteristics and talents. Some leaders may have traits that endow them with superior military offensive skills, a special genius for research, or something as simple as laziness, which would mean a very slow skill gain. Some traits can also trigger specific events or activate certain national decisions. For example, only if Bismarck is your chancellor could you trigger the event Ems Dispatch and start the Franco-Prussian War with France doing the declaration.
War mentioned. I'm a grug.
The next
war.
attribute is political.
All I want to do is fight war games and flip burgers. War. Brown Ottomans. Nah. Is this a mobile game? No.
Political views, which can be influenced by the leader's culture, religion, and profession, resulting in different reactions when facing various events and actions from you. Of course, all the basic aspects mentioned above can be modded in the editor. Players can use our editor to
This guy's a
customize their
lazy
leaders,
drug addict,
the
by the way.
attributes, star ratings, political views, and more. As you may know from the
Actually,
previous
hold
dev
up.
diary,
Would we rather have AI-driven war or AI-driven portraits?
Yeah, I think the answer there is obvious.
What's the
Well-
what's the greater evil?
What do you mean AI? The enemy in single player will always be AI driven wars, but having your own army be AI, that was a bold move. I think Victoria 3 would have been better if the entire game was generated by AI. If they just said, design a grand strategy game in the Victorian era, blah blah blah, and then the AI just makes a game, probably would have done a better job.
the appearance of leaders can also be customized. Therefore, with our editor, you can create any character you desire.
I think they
So
must
once-
have touched on this more in the previous Dev Diary where they talked about custom stuff, but are they saying this is their editor, or is this not another third-party 3D
I think-
editor?
I think this is a third party, I believe.
Must be. It's called Spine Pro up there. It's not their editor, but it's good stuff. I mean, is it AI generated? They're making it. You can see them making it.
Well, these ones must not be. They'll be AI animated, but they won't be AI generated. They must be drawn.
Yeah, I mean, I actually apologize for the lack of knowledge because this stuff would have been talked about in the previous Dev Diary and on their Discord. But I mean, this one's focusing on what your leaders can do, I guess.
Once the game is released, you can really let your creativity run wild.
I can imagine, though, people will start using the editor and making fucking horrific spore creatures to have as your leaders. Imagine. Just have a giant head with, I don't know, can they hit the griddy? Says Guy Kopenstein. Well, I don't know. Ask in a super chat.
The above explanation might be difficult to understand fully.
Weechula
let me
says the
elaborate
portraits are
here on the
kinda
typical
uncanny.
development cycle of a leader
I
in
actually
Gilded
would
Destiny.
I would sort of agree with that.
Yeah, I would too. I think it's probably my only issue with them. I agree with that.
Yeah, they're just sort of like Mr. Incredible there, looking at you, going da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Using the example of a military leader, we might need to recruit a suitable leader to lead one of our divisions.
Yeah, I mentioned
When
Spore
recruiting
because that's how
leaders,
you're going to
we can
make
focus
leaders
on
in this game.
specific traits that we think might be useful for their intended purpose.
Actually, speaking of Spore, this is like the planetary, the space stage. Gilded Destiny. Gilded Destiny is just picking up where Spore left off.
Position. Since we want to maximize the effectiveness of the leader in the open position, we can recruit new ones if there aren't any suitable ones in the leader pools. If the recruitment options aren't particularly that great either, we can either wait for a standard cooldown period or use our authority points to initiate an immediate refresh. Then we can select from the next batch of talents. Once we find a leader we like, we are able to assign him to the position we are trying to fill. So now let's discuss the star rating. The only way to increase the star rating is by having the leader serve in a position over time. And as time passes,
JBA says, I don't like red Spain, we are yellow mierda. Ooh, harsh words from our resident Spaniard. They don't like red Spain. What do you think of red Spain?
I don't really have an opinion on Red Spain. I feel like Spain has to be yellow though, right?
Yeah, it does.
Kind of has to be.
It matches it so well.
There's certain countries that just have to be, France has to be blue. It's not right.
Yeah.
you'll notice that his star rating will increase. Star rating represents a leader's basic abilities, indicating their core competencies across the different areas, and it's important to note here that these come in addition to special buffs from traits. A rise in star rating will bring about enhancements to some basic buffs. For instance, a 1-star leader in a military position might provide a basic 5% firepower buff, while in an administrative role, they offer a 5% tax revenue buff. Should the leader attain 2 stars, the buff values might increase to 10% or more. In addition to the military, we can still freely assign leaders to other positions as needed. In the game, we have divided the jobs into 5
That's
key
uncanny.
areas: administration, finance, research, diplomacy, and
The way his
military.
head bobs around.
Skills that you unlock while the leader is serving in one area will be available
You'll
if
have
that
to
leader
catch up on the
changes his
video.
vocation. That is,
Yeah,
you
it's a
switch
bit
the leader
freaky.
to another area.
Also, his face is
However,
sort of like
be mindful to plan.
jelly.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I mean, they're going over mechanics for how the leadership's going to work. It's I mean, this stuff has been done before with leaders. It's even been done to an extent in Vic 3. It's all right. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's bad.
Also, the lighting, and a lot of the stuff will change, of course, but the lighting is a bit too bright, I think. 'Cause he looks a bit washed out.
I mean, we've made it this far through the video. Shall we finish it?
Yeah,
Shall we?
let's do it.
Okay, we'll go all the way.
Plan your leader's career wisely for their limited lifespan, as it will be nearly impossible to unlock all skills in all areas. Will you deeply specialize a leader within one area, acquiring all the skills within it, including the most powerful one? Or will you dabble in various fields, obtaining fundamental skills from different directions to become a versatile figure? The choice is yours to make. In addition to the increase in buffs and more skill slots, the rise in star rating is also accompanied by an increase in salary expectations, which will have an impact on your finances. If the bureaucratic organization becomes too bloated, it may cause you to accrue a deficit.
Yellow or blue Scotland?
As time passes, in addition
yellow,
to
to
the
go
growth
with
of
the
leaders,
lion
there will also be
rampant
changes
flag,
in loyalty to you.
and rather than
As the embodiment of the nation,
know.
if the
I like the yellow
policies you
Scotland.
implement align with the political views of your subordinates, or if you handle their proposals appropriately, their loyalty will show an upward trend. However, should you
Do
implement
you like
policies
the
that
coat
do
of
not align
arms
with their
or
political
the cross of St Andrew more for the Scottish flag?
by that, do you mean the yellow and red coat of arms one, or the blue?
Yes.
I really like the yellow and red. The lion, I like that one. It's good.
The line is nice, eh?
Yeah. Isn't it great how we can have 2 flags? We basically have 2 flags of Scotland. We have the New Zealand could have 2 flags. You can have the one you have now, and then introduce your silly new one with a kiwi or whatever you put on it.
Yeah. Well, we share a flag with Australia, so we don't actually have our own flag yet.
No, it's very different. It has the red stars.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about New Zealand a lot more in the upcoming Open TTD video, though. So
I'm very excited for that.
it's upcoming. An Open TTD video is upcoming, everyone. Part 2. Bavaria is being done, and it's coming out on Friday. And I'll probably even get the next part of Bavaria done for next Friday, but I've also got an Open TTD video for you. Looking forward to it. Would you guys rather try heroin or Vic 3? Vic 3. Heroin is a dangerous, bad drug, and Vic 3 is merely just a kind of crappy strategy game. But I shouldn't have answered so truthfully.
One's a complete waste of time.
One will ruin your life, waste your money, and is a complete waste of time, and the other one is heroin. I shouldn't have answered it that well, though, because I would only answer super chats that well. Vic 3, I think heroin is addictive. To be fair, yeah, Vic 3 is not addictive. The opposite effect is... I just can't help myself.
What is the antonym of addictive? Repulsive.
No, because addictive is like you do it again and again. The opposite of addictive would be something you do once, and then that's enough. You don't want to recreate Train Spotters. Yeah. Is it called Train Spot? It was called Train Spotting.
Yeah, transporting.
Yeah.
Repugnant.
No, because it's something you do once, enjoy it, but don't want to do again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's continue.
political views. Their loyalty may waver and decline. The benefits of increased loyalty include reduced wage demands for their positions and enhanced skill bonuses. On the contrary, if loyalty decreases, their work efficiency will decline and they may even resign or defect. Therefore, when selecting leaders
To be fair, I have really bad memories of like Imperator Rome with this sort of mechanic where you have leaders who, if you don't treat them
Yeah.
well, they'll fucking rebel against you. I did not like that in Imperator,
Well, this seems
personally.
to be more like a buff system. It seems to be a bit more stripped back, which I like. Just I don't mind slotting guys into different, making your government and stuff and getting little bonuses.
It's like Stellaris, I think. Maybe
Yeah,
a
yeah, a little bit like
comparison.
Stellaris.
But then they also have the loyalty things where if they become disloyal, they will resign or something. Yeah, because if you have that system, if you have a system of loyalty, it's something that the player has to constantly track with many different characters to keep them loyal. Like spinning plates, it becomes a bit tedious
It's
and
busy,
annoying.
yeah, it's busy work, yeah.
You've got to manage an economy, fight wars, but then you've also got these characters who you've got to appease, and that's what I didn't like in Imperator Rome,
Yeah.
personally. Um, Someone else in the chat there is backing me up on that Imperator system, I guess, so not just me. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Let them cook.
For postings, it is essential to pay close attention to their attributes and make sure their beliefs are aligned with your policies to prevent internal leadership turmoil. As you cultivate various leaders, you will select a group of capable officials who will assist you in managing the nation proficiently. They may expand your territories on the battlefield or achieve groundbreaking scientific advancements. When they approach the end of their lifespans, your leaders will step down from their positions. At this point, you'll be able to look back on their decades of achievements while governing the country. Under your astute management and skillful talent deployment, your nation will finally achieve complete industrialization, becoming a visionary in the world of industrialization.
Like the stream, everyone.
Regardless
Like
of
the
the reason
stream.
a
Yeah.
leader departs from their position, you can promote or recruit a new leader to fill the vacancy. Leaving critical positions in your government vacant for too long.
Also, it's realistic that your characters will have lifespans and die, but I also find that a bit tedious when you build up a good character. You think, okay, that guy's in that position, we're safe, and then he dies, and then oh god, we've got to find a new guy, and then the other guy dies. You got to find a new guy, and we're talking the Victorian era where people get into these jobs quite late in life. There's a big turnover of people.
I'm hoping it's something like Stellaris where, you don't really need to muck around with it too much if you don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the good thing with Stellaris is they're fucking aliens, so they can have long lifespans. Which is not, I'm not, like, this is barely a criticism of a game to have lifespans in it, but it's just a point on tedium, I guess. I doubt they'll die soon after you recruit them. Yeah, probably not. This guy's only 28. He's got a solid, I don't know, 30, 40 years ahead of him. Where's Bavaria Part 14? Let's estimate that now. So we're currently on Part 8 coming out on Friday. 1, 2, 3. So like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to say late October, early November for Part 14. Add that to your schedule. But seriously, Bavaria Part 8 is coming tomorrow, and Bavaria Part 9 hopefully the next week. And then hopefully, if I do well with editing and there's no monetization issues, we'll talk about monetization next, but hopefully I can get a weekly schedule.
Will reduce the efficiency of your nation's operations. Here's some final
Conclusion.
additional details I'd like to add. In the previous dev diary, we mentioned special and standard portraits. Special portraits will depict historical figures who were prominent in history,
Alright,
often
good. Yeah,
possessing formidable abilities. And standard portraits
Standard
will depict
portraits
randomly
are
generated
Leonardo DiCaprio. Apparently. So maybe the historical ones are ones they designed themselves, and then the AI may help them out with the random generated ones. I don't know.
characters who
I
you
would
can
know if I
recruit
watched
and
their
mold
last
into
video.
the leader of your choosing.
So
However, their traits will be more randomized and may, in fact, be very positive. Ultimately, how you utilize special and standard leaders is up to you. The leaders' resumes will be updated with notable events during their life as they journey through the game.
you can
see
mod new
when
characters,
they were
JBA,
posted
yes.
to each job, what battle they led the troops in, what technologies they discovered, and much more. Leaders can switch areas and be assigned to different job positions, which may even provide certain buffs. For instance, if a leader who previously served as a military commander and acquired skills related to the military is then appointed as a provincial leader, some of those skills may have buffs, applicable to being a governor as well. Okay, I think we've covered enough for now. There are many more details we could share, but due to the length of the video, we'll save those for a later date. If you find it all interesting,
keeping
please
it short
wishlist
form,
Gilded Destiny on
10
Steam,
minutes,
subscribe,
no more.
and join our Discord. We are constantly working diligently on the improvement and development of Gilded Destiny, and striving to deliver a unique grand strategy gaming experience for all. Until our paths converge once more, we bid thee farewell and a gilded day.
Alright, so there you go. We have another video from them, which is more recent. That one actually came out like 2 weeks ago, and this one's recent. This one came out a couple of days ago. So, leadership, it's alright. It's not the big groundbreaking Dev Diary we were all waiting for, like the War one previously. But we've covered that on the last stream. Any more thoughts by Piechucker?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, it does seem to be a pretty minor feature, and yeah, I think in terms of what I'm looking for out of that would be, like Catalyst was saying, Catalyst put it quite well. There aren't many leaders in Styros anymore, and it's super easy to switch them out, so it doesn't really make it that tedious.
Catalyst
making sure
is a
there's-
Stellaris shill. He is a massive Stellaris shill, though.
He is?
Just
Okay.
full
Asterisk
disclosure.
there. Yeah.
He got me playing it one night, and I didn't enjoy it. And he was like, "Why are you not enjoying it?" But moving on. So again with the leadership, I guess we've criticised it a lot in Victoria 3, and they're essentially doing this, a very, very similar thing in this. So would I be consistent if I criticise it in this as well? We'll see. I felt the biggest problem with it in Vic 3 was it felt like an insult because they put their effort into the characters that no one asked for and made the rest of the game shit. So if the rest of this game is fine, then it won't be offensive at all. It should be fine if the rest of the game's fine. And the leadership doesn't really make or break the game for me at all.
No. I think it's sort of a shrug and wait and see type situation. Yeah.
And it's all fine. There you go. Let's move on. This is the video we're moving on to. This is a quick video. It's just music. And this is their own music. I don't know if the last one had their music. This is an update on the map. Things are starting to become better colours, I think. And they're showing improved performance of the map. They're twirling around the globe. They're zooming right in. This gives a good feel for it. You can see what your gameplay is going to look like basically as you swirl around the world and zoom in on the provinces and cities in question. Woo! Woo! Swirling around the globe. That's an army there.
I quite like a globe map because we're left off flat maps quite often.
That's an army there. Yeah. That's an army. That's an army. So you can see the stacks. That's an army there on Cuba, 3k. There you go, just a quick update on the map, because previously, I think one of the first big videos they released of them showing their map, it had quite slow performance, and that was a big point that people raised. I think we might have even raised it last time we talked about them. So this is them showing how they've already improved on that and allaying those potential fears. So I think my chat has glitched out again. This YouTube chat never works.
I think there's people saying that they don't like the hexagons and they are unsure of how the map's looking at the moment.
People are haters in chat, damn.
Yeah, they are haters.
They're haters. No, I get it. You're free to criticize or whatever in the chat. I mean, I'm iffy on the hexagonal map and I'm iffy on the globe. Again, I don't really care about the globe or the hexagons. If the game works and has a good war system and it has good, interesting economy and Diplo, that's fine. I'll look past them. It doesn't really make any difference for me.
No, I think it's so early on as well that it just sort of remains to be seen how things are going to really finish up. But the map is looking much better than we previously saw, and like you were saying, performance is much improved. It's gliding around the map. It looks pretty nice actually, in my opinion. And you're entitled to your own, but I think it looks alright.
Yeah. Is there a release date yet? No, we don't. I don't even think we have much of a ballpark estimate. I think it says 2024 if you go to their Steam page. I think that's what they say. But you know, it's in development. They don't have a release date, and we're just paying attention to development. Like I was saying, the big bombshell dev diary video was about their war system, where I was very positive. So if that's fine, and you can have good wars, I'm kind of neutral on the leadership system. I'm neutral on the hexagon map and the globe map. Very positive on the war. Therefore, based on that information, I would buy the game and play it and be positive about it, because leadership doesn't matter to me. Globes don't matter, but if the war system's good, and I don't mean to sound like a war grognard. I mean it's going to have a good economy as well, and they're working on that, and there'll be dev diaries about that in the future. If the war system was the only good thing about the game, that isn't enough. So don't get me wrong on that. Especially Vic 3 haters on me, saying, oh, it's all about the war. But anyway, hope it has a better war system than City Skylines 2, says Weechula. It probably does. So that's Gilded Destiny so far. Good update on them. They have a very active Discord. Their devs are very active in responding. So enjoy that while you can, because they might become big and then too big to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see more stuff as it treks along on its journey, seeing how things shake out, and seeing some of their other ideas.
Any super chats? Any questions about Gilded Destiny? No. On that bombshell, have they talked about economy and production? Not in any great detail, I don't believe. I think we're waiting for them to cook on that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though. However, the next topic is actually the topic I meant to go on to. This is a channel-related topic. We're back to me again. Me. It's all about me. It's all about me. Let's get the music back on. How long? What's the timestamp? Where are we on the stream? How long have we been streaming?
1 hour, 7 minutes.
That's a good time. A good timing so far. We've covered 2 good topics. You can play Gilded Destiny and OpenVic later on. You don't have to pick a single game. Yeah, and again, just to relate Gilded Destiny to OpenVic. OpenVic's open source, and Gilded Destiny is a commercial project which will cost money. They are a company. And hello Dinostan. We've already mentioned Dinostan on stream, and here he is. Check out his new channel. He posted an Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan shitpost, and it was funny.
It was funny. I've seen it. It was very good.
And it makes a lot of sense for him to put that on a second channel, because it's completely unrelated to his main content. And that's why secondary channels are such good ideas, you know, to compartmentalize stuff again. But yeah, OpenVic is open source and it'll be free, and it's a recreation of Vic 2. And Gilded Destiny is a new project, commercial, and it'll cost money, and it's a new bespoke game. So they're very different things, and they can easily coexist, obviously. There's no competition. OpenVic isn't competing with anything. Well, maybe competing with one thing. Nah, I'm joking. Right. I'm not referencing Vic 3 there. That's a deep reference only in the OpenVic community. Right. What are we talking about next? Monetization. Okay. The monetization issues topic. Big topic. Okay. I've got some big notes I'm going to read here. Forgive me, Piechucker, because I have a bit of a presentation as we talk about monetization in general, and I'm going to be explaining a lot.
No need for forgiveness.
Interject with any questions or anything you want to add at any time.
I will.
And wouldn't it be funny if I said that and then I immediately started saying something, and on the first letter you interrupt with a question? That's what you should have done. Anyway, no, that fell flat. So, monetization issues. Grog strategy games there. A lot of love for Dinostan. At least my chat aren't being haters to Dinostan. Like they were to Gilded Destiny. So, monetization issues have crept up and plagued the Bavaria series. So, how long has the Bavaria series been out? Like 3 months now. Ongoing. I think it started in June or something. I lose track. But basically, It might have happened to the couple of videos before Bavaria as well, but this issue pretty much coincides with the beginning of the Bavaria series. Now, I'm going to go through a timeline of what happens with the monetization issues. So, first thing that happens is, I edit a video, render it, and then I upload it onto YouTube. I start uploading it. The upload happens, it gets processed, and I make sure that it will be unlisted. So I upload it as unlisted. I have done this with every video, that's normal. They're always unlisted, which means that you can't see them, they're not public, but it's there on my channel, and I could actually send people the link if I wanted to, and people can watch it unlisted. You might have been linked unlisted videos before. So, as it gets processed, YouTube checks the video. It sends its algorithms to go over it. So the algorithms look for copyrighted material, like the music, and then they also look for, the algorithms check for community guideline adherence, as well as copyright. And that has never been a problem for me. I've had separate issues with copyrighted music and stuff, which I've dealt with, because the algorithms, what they do is they pick up a classical piece of music. The music itself is in the public domain, which is fine, but since the performances all generally sound the same, they sound similar, the algorithm picks up different performances owned by fucking Universal Music Group. And then I dispute that and say you've picked up the wrong one, the one I'm using is public domain, royalty free, and they're all fine, and that's how I get rid of those. But now we've got a new problem, which is every time, almost every part of the Bavaria series has been immediately flagged as soon as the check happens with limited monetization, which is the yellow $ icon. I'm actually going to get a visual, I'm going to show you the yellow $ icon.
Before you jump into that, first question is, what's the difference between like the yellow monetization and getting copyrights struck? Like, what is the difference there? Because, one's detecting copyrighted material and the other one's, presumably a big deal, because you hear YouTubers talking about copyright strikes and being a big deal.
Right. So before we move on to, someone's asking what is the issue. Before we move on to that, we'll just answer Piechucker on the difference between copyright and... What you're seeing on the screen now is limited monetization, which means that the video is not suitable for all advertisers to put adverts on, due to it not meeting certain parts of the community guidelines, which encompass so many different things. A copyright strike is when it detects copyrighted material. So there's two levels of a copyright issue. The first thing that happens with copyright, first and foremost, is the copyright owner, allegedly, if they are indeed, which they aren't for any of my videos. If the copyright owner has copyrighted material in your video, they'll make all the money from it. So if you put adverts on your video, the money will go towards whoever owns the copyright of music that you used. Or if you didn't monetize the video, if you select monetize off, and if someone copyright strikes, if someone puts a copyright claim, the technical term is claim for this. It's a claim, not a strike. So a copyright claim, even if the video wasn't monetized, it will monetize the video for them. For example, Universal Music Group will get all the money.
Okay, because you said that you don't have any copyright claims on any of your videos.
I do, but I get rid of them.
What I was going to say was, there is a copyright claim on one of your videos, which is one that I made, because I remember it getting copyright claimed.
Right. I often do get copyright claims, but I dispute them in the way I described with public domain classical music. So, but sometimes they do go through and they argue against it and they get one. They get one now and again. And famously they got Heirs to Aquitania Part 6 or 7. They got that one. That was a takedown and it gave me a copyright strike. But otherwise, copyright claims, they're kind of a routine thing for me. So some of my videos might get a copyright claim for classical music, and I'll lodge the public domain dispute and win. I've won about 250 copyright claims over my whole YouTube career. I've looked it up. I think it's like 250 I've won. Because
it's pretty good KD there.
It's a good KD.
You lost a couple.
One video got taken down. I've lost a couple to being monetized by Universal or whatever, but I've won.
Yeah. I had a Napoleon's Legacy episode with I had Dragon Ball Z clips in the intro, and that got copyright claimed.
Yeah, and to be fair, that is what you'd expect. I mean,
yeah, I was a noob.
Another big issue is the length of the thing you use. So it's like only over a certain amount of time it gets claimed anyway. So if you use a Dragon Ball Z clip, but it's just a couple of seconds, then that's usually okay. And in Bavaria Part 8, you'll actually notice a few bits of music or things I use in clips and memes, which are, you know, quite big commercial things. But since they're so short, it's fine. Anyway, so... And then there's the Laughing Cavalier coming with another anecdote. He's saying he had a Waterloo review, which is a film, get claimed because the bots thought it was a police show from the 70s. These bots get things so wrong all the time, and that's what I mean with the classical music, because, again, the bit of classical music is in the public domain, but there's different performances of it. Like, an orchestra will perform it here, an orchestra will perform it there. Maybe this orchestra's performance is actually published by the Universal Music Group, but then they'll go around claiming every performance because it sounds the same, and the fucking algorithm bots pick it up. And that's the dilemma. But it's not a big issue because I always win the disputes because I'm right. There you go. That's the copyright issues for me.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works. How you've got a intellectual property on the actual song and then intellectual property on the performance. Because if someone like did a cover of a song and they didn't have the rights to the cover of the song, they'd still have the rights to the performance, even though they shouldn't have done. It's interesting. It's a bizarre system, isn't it? How it works.
Yeah. And these classical music people don't have to worry about getting the rights to a song because it's public domain, because the people died hundreds of years ago. Frederick says, some people I hear put theirs as unlisted first, then to see if it's claimed. That's what I do. I said that at the start. I've always had my videos unlisted to deal with these things first. Always. And I've been dealing with the copyright claims for years. But this limited monetization for community guidelines is the new thing, which has come up lately. And I'm going to expand on that. So, where were we in the list of the chain of things that were happening? So, when the video gets algorithmed, when the bots come and view the video, they look for copyright and they look for community guideline adherence, whatever it's called. For the entirety of my YouTube career, going back to like whenever, I don't know when I first monetized the channel, it was like 2017 or 18. There was actually a thing, if we go way back, where the threshold for monetizing your channel used to be 500 subscribers. So I got to 500 in like 2017 and started monetizing my channel. Then they increased the threshold to 1,000. So my channel went out of that and got demonetized. And then I got over 1,000 later and got it back again. But that was like ancient lore, that's like years ago. Anyway, so for years and years I've uploaded all my Victoria 2 content, the Scandinavia series, Muscovy, American Bloodbath, PLC, Hungary, Aragon videos. None of them, well, one or two of them. But generally, absolutely no limited monetization strikes. The only one back in the day that got that was The Tale of Two Rage Quits, and if you watch that video you can see why, and I actually understand that one. Because there's some naughtiness and shouting and swearing throughout that video. It's actually completely understandable that that one would be limited monetization. Okay, what a long presentation of this. This is the visual, this is the audio part. The next part of this will have some visuals. Right.
A true patriot has donated Roman laws, $10 US. But I finally caught you to ask you about 1899. Why did you do what you did to those poor people? That night will haunt you no matter how far you run. Can we get an honest answer on that, Spud?
The honest answer is, I was born in 1997, so I was not alive 198 years prior to that. Just 98, not 198, but I wasn't alive then.
Well, some people believe in reincarnation.
So I couldn't have done anything. Thank you for the $10. That's your truthful answer. This person's actually commented that on like a few of my videos and community posts. It's funny. And I respect that he's coming to drop it live and put me on the spot over it. But I'm telling you, I was born in 97. 1997, not 1897. I didn't do anything when I was 2. Anyway, back to monetization. So I upload them as unlisted, then they do the checks, and then they get limited monetized. Someone in the chat suggests someone must be manually reporting. That's impossible, because they're unlisted and no one has watched them. No one would know. No one can access them. This is the automatic YouTube bots doing something and picking up something. So when your video gets struck with this right here, limited monetization, you get the opportunity to ask for a manual review to determine if they do in fact meet the guidelines. Every time this happens, I hit the manual review, and then the manual review takes place. The manual review says that it can take up to a week. It never takes exactly a week, but the time it takes is variable, so I don't know. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours, sometimes it takes a day. In the case of Bavaria Part 7, that was the longest. It took about 4 days. And that was the one where I was giving constant updates on my Discord and the announcements channel going, oh, still not checked, still not this, and then it happened and I released it like last Tuesday.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the open TDD video, to see if that comes up green or yellow.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll let you know. I'll let the Giga Chads know. But for everyone else, it'll just get released when it's released. So, does it only happen with Bavaria series or every upload? It does happen to uploads outside the Bavaria series, but it didn't happen to every one of them. It happened to the Bad Frank video recently. What was it called? Victoria 2 without mods. It happened to that. I don't think it happened to the football one, single player. I don't know. I don't actually keep track exactly, but I know it's happening to almost every video. So I launched.
Somebody. Sorry to interrupt, but you might also have been flagged for automatic limit. I can't say that word, of ads, which is a really interesting idea. That's why it'll be interesting to see if you upload something, different, a different type of content, see what happens there. Yeah,
I mean, what must have happened? And by the way, you can always interrupt me. That's like I said at the start of this section. It makes sense that I've been flagged for something, like my channel's been flagged to automatically get limited before review, and so back to the timeline of what happens. Yeah, I do the review and I wait. They get cleared for full monetization every time. 100% of the time they get cleared. It just takes some time for the review to happen. Every time. They've never been upheld. When the manual reviewer comes along, which is allegedly a real human, watches the video, a YouTube employee. In fact, I saw it with Bavaria Part 7. My unlisted video got 1 view, and then it was cleared for monetization. So
it's weird.
Yeah.
Have you tried emailing YouTube? Is there like a way that you can directly contact them?
Yeah, they just give you shit. They don't help. I did contact YouTube support behind the scenes at some point. I don't even know if it's a human that responded to me. I think it might have been a bot. They just went through the generic stuff like, here are the guidelines. We want you to maintain the guidelines. If you feel like the limited monetization has been wrongly applied, then launch a review. Yeah, I already know. I've done it like 50 times. Not 50, but They didn't give me any useful info at all. So when I get limited monetization, I can't publish the video because I won't make that much money from it. And it also gets hit on the algorithm with limited monetization. So it might not get recommended to all my subscribers or to new people. So it's not tenable for me to release the video in that state. I have to wait for the review. And that is why Bavaria has been all over the place, because I'm waiting for the review. So I cannot commit to any time to release it except Part 8, which will be tomorrow. Part 8 is sitting unlisted and it's monetized. Okay? And it's coming tomorrow. So I'm committing to that.
What does it mean for like for your ability to schedule things, and how important do you think that still is? Because obviously back in the day, having a regular schedule for streaming and YouTube was a huge boon. It's like if you were to watch anything that was like tips to be successful at YouTube, one of the first ones would be have a regular schedule. Is that impacted by this, and how important is that in your channel?
Yes, it is impacted. I can't do a schedule until maybe I can start now. I might be able to get it going now, but it does impact it. However, at least with the Bavaria series, the views are not hit by this really, because what's happening is each of them they're getting consistent views that don't appear to be impacted by this. But I don't know, maybe if it wasn't happening and if it was weekly, it would be doing better. I don't know. So a Hagel face, which is horrible, says unironically the best way is to start drama on Twitter. I've done that. I did that a bit with part 6, I think. I did do the thing on Twitter. I added YouTube support, and they give useless replies. Go on my Twitter and try and find it. You can actually see the useless replies happening.
Go on Spud's X.
X. There's a link in the description to it. But
I'm still not used to it at all.
But one odd thing that I've noticed is in the videos where I complain about monetization in the intro, such as part 5, and I've also complained about it in part 8, spoilers, coming out tomorrow. I complain about monetization in the intro to part 8. Oh my god, spoilers, no! Those are the videos that are fine. When I complain about monetization, they get monetized. When I don't talk about it, they get limited. It's gaslighting and psychological fucking warfare on a massive scale. I hate it.
Yeah, that is really weird.
It's like they know. It's like, he's complaining about it here. Just let him have that one, so it looks like he's making it up, or something. I'll have to mention it in every video.
We've got another super chat from Roman Laws, Esquire. He's $10. So tell me, why do all the Austrian children cry about a boogeyman, even to this day? Perfectly matching your description, no less. We need answers, Spud. What's your reply to that?
My reply is, it's a good comment. I like where you're going with this angle of trolling. I just don't have any actual answers for it because it's nonsense. But I really do appreciate it. Stick with it. I appreciate it even more now that it's made me $20. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the super chats. But
He's dodging.
Laughing Cavalier, who might have experience with this as well, is saying something about intros 30 seconds. There is something to do with the intros, and it only matters in the intro, like the first 30 seconds or first 2 minutes. Now, if I move on a bit, the way this affects me is, unable to have a schedule, maybe, and then I'll just let this run. Wait, I don't have streamer mode enabled on Discord, do I? No, I do, but it's not showing me streaming anyway. Well, that sucks. Anyway, so I've got a list of issues with this. So there's no transparency on why this is happening. So I don't know why my videos get flagged. So I've basically got to guess what it is, because there's all sorts of guidelines, and it's not about the guidelines themselves that I could be breaking. It's how YouTube interprets them. You could take a wide variety of interpretations of their guidelines. So I have to guess. Is it the word fuck? There's been a well-known controversy with YouTube clamping down on the word fuck. Like, you can't put the word fuck in the first 30 seconds or 2 minutes. So at some point in the Bavaria series, I've tried editing out the word fuck earlier in the video, and that didn't seem to help at all. Is it the fact that these are controversial geopolitical potential jokes in the videos? So in part 7, there was a little clip where we made a wee joke about Russia and NATO. Could it be that those things flagging the videos because they're about modern controversial issues? And then when they review the video, they go, oh, it's a game. He's only playing a game, and they're just joking. It's fine. It's not actually real.
You're seeing a lot of YouTubers starting to censor all swear words or anything controversial in terms of, like, they say the word but they bleep it out. And
Just-
yeah.
I just wish I knew. They could tell me. But I don't
I'll
know.
tell you something interesting as well. With auto captions on YouTube, they never caption swear words. And so, like, if you're deaf or hard of hearing or watching something in a different language, it'll, like, quite often, you know, like, it'll be, the sentence might be, oh, you know, you're a fucking idiot or something. And it'll just say, you are. And then it'll just move on. And so it's
yeah.
really hard to understand for a lot of people. So, yeah, it just seems like YouTube is against swearing.
Yeah, it's strange. It's not. It's because of the advertisers. So we'll get onto this in a second. But first, Emperor Malgus, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Does the limited monetization have anything to do with what happened in 1899? No, but it probably has something to do with what happened in 1913. Thank you, Ghost, for the channel membership of, I think, 14 months. Thank you so much for keeping the membership going.
Says a lot about you as a person, Ghost. That staying power, that resilience.
I do appreciate those who remain channel members. I mean, there's still benefits to it and stuff. You can use all these emotes in my YouTube comments in the videos, as well as the chat of streams. Portuguese sound alert plus background music equals girl from Ipanema. That's true. It's quite, yeah. Bossa Nova. So, the other thing about it is, like I said, I never had this issue for like 4 years before suddenly the Bavaria series. And the overall themes of my videos and the level of swearing and the level of jokes we make about geopolitical stuff has not changed. So this is YouTube, not me. YouTube changed, not me. And they did not communicate what they changed or why they're doing this. So, I mean, logically, it cannot be me because my videos have been the same in that regard for 4 or 5 years.
It really doesn't make sense, you know. And it's like shouting into a pit. But if they're doing manual reviews with like human operators, what's stopping them from just going half a step further? And if they are rejecting a review manually, providing a reason, you know, a detailed reason, because they've had to watch the video anyway. Maybe it's liability and being called out for bullshit, I guess.
Yeah.
If you've got something in writing, it's much harder, it's much easier to dispute.
If anyone doesn't know what happened in 1913, I believe that was when the Federal Reserve was created. That's why I mention it. Just a joke. What have we got next? Yeah, there's no help. They don't help. If I contact them, they just give generic stuff about these are the guidelines. Read the guidelines here on this link. If you think we've been falsely given limited monetization, then hit a review. But there's also another note to it, which is this isn't a catastrophic problem. I have not been demonetized. The videos get monetized, they just take a day or two. So don't go thinking like, oh, he's been demonetized, we need to support him with loads and loads of money. Don't do it for that reason, because I haven't. I get income from YouTube adverts. Obviously, we still want the super chats on top of that, but it's not. I am monetized. Don't get a false impression of what's happening.
Stop sending in the super chats. He's getting uncomfortable with
keep
with the line
sending
of
me the
questioning.
super chats.
With the line of questioning make him squirm, so you have to stop. He might crack under the pressure.
But yeah, there's so many different issues, and I am by far not the only one going through this. So, and many channels have it much worse, especially channels such as the Armchair Historian, who do history, and videos directly about history and war are much worse off. So, I have what I think about my channel is I have a layer of separation from history and war, because it's a game about them, whereas channels that cover them directly and have maybe real footage from war get hit with with worse monetization issues. And that's maybe why I do get fully monetized, because like they come in and they go, oh my god, they hear war, they hear history, and then the manual reviewer comes in and goes, oh, it's just a game, he's fine. So that's just a theory though. I have literally no idea what it actually is. I'm just kind of guessing. That's all I can do, I just guess. I'd love to know what the YouTube community guidelines enforcement is, if they don't like me having the word fuck in the video at all. But then they do, because the videos get fully monetized after a few days, and they do have the word fuck in them. So it can't be that. See how it's just an endless cycle? I have no idea what's going on. You know? Because
Yeah, also it's super depressing because, you know, probably my favorite brand of content on YouTube history, which is probably a lot of people's favorite here, it's slipped further and further away. Like History Matters, the YouTube channel, used to make 25-minute videos, and now they're down to making very short, you know, regular videos, because some of them are probably going to get flagged. And yeah, it leads to less, you know, content and worse content. No, I'm not saying History Matters, the content's worse, but, you know, worse content.
yeah, it's a crazy topic, and
It is.
I just want to state again that as much as I complain about it here, and I'm basically informing everyone in detail of the situation, you know, many people are much worse off. And I really sympathise with them. I've been seeing the Armchair Historian have problems a lot, but to be fair, he's literally making videos about the Afghan war and 9/11, and but there's no reason why they shouldn't be monetized, because that's history now, I guess. I don't know, but
Have you seen the videos with the context? Have you ever seen one of those? They have the context under the video, so if you talk about
yes.
anything conspiratorial.
They'll just give you the Wikipedia article about something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like Let Me Know did a video on John F. Kennedy's assassination, and there was a big, huge Wikipedia article under his video, which was presumably monetized because it did very, very well.
But yeah.
Also, thank you for the additional $10 from Roman Laws.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. So, yeah, thank you very much for another $10.
Now he's trying to stop us from asking questions.
Ask anything. I mean, you can ask anything, but there's no guarantee I'll answer it. Nothing's stopping you asking the questions.
But he will not answer it honestly. There's a comma there somewhere. I don't know. It's
questionable whether I'll answer it honestly. You don't know. SH James is sending 89 Danish kroner. Very generous. I don't know how much that is in pounds. Can I get a quick currency analysis? Piechucker analysis. How much is Danish kroners?
£10, 25p.
25p? Oh no,
No, £10 with 25p.
Right. I thought you were like £10. No, 25p. Correcting yourself.
that's a big fuck up. Yeah. No, £10.
It's a big margin of error. We still haven't even reached the Victoria 3 section of the stream yet.
Nah.
Yeah, we're saving that. But okay, so thank you very much for that, and very much thank you for your kind words as well, SH James. And Roman Laws has become a channel member. Thank you very much for joining channel membership. This is how YouTube treats gaming creators, because the gaming creators are actually a minority of YouTube activity, but it's a group that's been causing trouble for the past few years. Well, maybe.
Whoa.
That's a theory rather than a statement of
Roman
fact.
Laws gifting 5 channel memberships.
Yeah, thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships. What more can I say? Thank you so much for the support.
You see, you have plenty to say, but when it comes to Roman Laws, you have very little, and you're almost feeding into it, Spud. What else can I say?
So, I think we're moving on to the next subsection. So basically what I have planned here is, while we're on the topic of monetization and the limited monetization issues, I wanted to give a sort of presentation of how I approach adverts and the monetization of my channel in general. So this isn't a complaining section about limited monetization. I'm moving on to something else. So on my videos, they get monetized and I have adverts on them. So what I'm about to show you is when I restart the music here, restarting the 1 hour of Bossa Nova, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to turn that off. This is a big complicated thing right here. And so what you have on the left is my video. What you have on the left is an excerpt of the editing of my video in Sony Vegas, and then on the right you have it corresponding to how the adverts are added on YouTube. And at the bottom is how it looks on the video. So, as you can see on the left there, let me just get a bigger version of it up on my screen so I can show you and explain what I'm looking at. Wait. No, wait. I'm getting it. Okay. I can see a bigger version of it on my screen now, so I can look at it. So if you look at the left side first, top left, that's it on Sony Vegas. So you can see the visual tracks marked as visuals. So you've got gameplay and then a gigachad, which is just an image added in, a transparent gigachad added on the side. This is from part 2 of the Bavaria series, about 5 minutes in. So if you went to that video and you looked this time, you would see the gigachad. And also you can see the game and Discord audio. There's two, the one marked audio are split into two. One of them is my microphone and the other one is everything else. So you can actually see me editing down the everything else so you can just hear me. That's because people talk over me in Victoria 2 games in Discord, so I just mute them in the video on some occasions.
Why are they light red, some of these audio files, Spud?
These audio files sometimes go light red when you detach them.
Ooze.
When you detach them from the accompanying video. So you have, in Victoria 2 gameplay, you have the audio and the video. If you disconnect them, it shows red. Either that shows up anyway, sometimes it shows up even for no reason. It's no problem.
Oh my god.
He's gifting 10, mate. Let me do this presentation.
You're out of control.
Thanks very, very much for the 10 gifted memberships.
Thanks very much,
thank
Roman.
you so much.
You're a legend. Absolute legend.
Look at that.
He's off to work. There you go.
He's
It's
got
almost
to
like
go
a
to
fuck
work.
you. It's yeah.
He's
Take
got
that.
to go to work so he can earn the money to do this. He just went into debt to give me that.
All right, I've got to clock in.
He's like, I can just imagine someone giving 10 memberships on their phone as they're walking through the door into the workplace. But yes, thank you. And so you've got the audio and the video, and down below there you can see music. I've got a couple of different tracks for music, but so I can weave in and out of pieces of music or whatever seamlessly. So you can see what I do here to add an advert. This is 5 minutes into the video, roughly. I hope you're finding this interesting. You don't get this level of detailed behind the scenes stuff anywhere else. Sometimes you get it in my GigaChad Patreon channel on Discord.
I think we're all out of sync, aren't we?
No, this is interesting. I think it'd be even particularly interesting for people who haven't seen Sony Vegas before. And like I remember before I started editing videos for you, I hadn't seen Vegas before, and you'd posted a screenshot of one of your completed videos, and I was like, wow, that looks fascinating with all the different video tracks and audio tracks, and it's very interesting.
I think we're all out of sync, aren't we?
Yeah. For me, it's just everyday stuff. I do this, I look at this shit every day, I edit every day, and this is it. But other people probably don't know what's going on, so I've laid it out to explain it. And what I do there before the advert is I fade the video out to black, and then I add that orange thing where it says ad slot is a marker. It's not actually anything in the video, it's just a marker to help you divide the video up and show what's happening to yourself. It's just a note for yourself. Yeah. But what I use that there for is I put the time of the advert, the ad slot. Alright, so there, 05:14, 5 minutes 14 seconds in. And then after that, I fade back into the next scene. The reason I do this, and on the right you can see me adding the 5:14 ad slot, ad break, and you can see it on YouTube's own timeline. Bad Frank is on loop, by the way. That's because it's the channel membership alert, and there's 10 of them to get through. So, what I do in my videos is I like to have reasonable amounts of spacing between the adverts. So as you can see, the video is about half an hour, or is it 37 minutes? It's 37 minutes long, and it has 4 adverts. So on average, about every 7 to 10 minutes, I'll put an advert. And as you can see from me fading out and fading in, and it moving on to a different scene afterwards, the adverts I put in are never intrusive or annoying. Piechucker. Have you ever been watching a video and in the middle of something, or in the middle of someone speaking, you've gotten an advert?
many times, many times. I think we all have. It's very annoying. I tell you what I love. I love it when YouTubers fake you out, or they add like a bit. They might tell a joke before the ad, relating to the ad. I think that the people who go the extra mile to seamlessly put their ads in, it makes a huge impact, because pacing is everything.
Yeah, I make sure that adverts never break the flow of the video. They don't interrupt something. And I lead up to them with a fade out, and then generally after the advert it just moves on to the next scene anyway. So it's never intrusive, at least that's the intention, and you never get cut off. I've never seen anyone give me feedback on this. I've never seen anyone thank me for doing it. But I still like to think that I'm doing the right thing here, and that if people now realise it, maybe they'll go, oh yeah. And then they compare it to videos that do interrupt with stuff. That's the reason I hate Twitch ads. Yeah, Twitch ads do that. And then an interesting point here is that the amount of adverts that I put in my videos is significantly less than what YouTube would recommend I put in the video. So when I first upload the video, YouTube automatically places the adverts, and as you can see on the right, there's a button called Place Automatically. What I do is manually put them in at the times that I've allocated in the videos. YouTube, if left to its own devices, would just scattergun them, sort of. They do have an algorithm for looking for quiet moments to put them in, but they also would interrupt stuff. So I did an experiment. On the very same video, Bavaria Part 2, I clicked on Place Automatically to see how YouTube would have allocated these adverts. And that's down here. This is how YouTube would have automatically allocated the adverts. As you can see, they put on twice as many adverts, and they're probably at very intrusive points. What do you think of the comparison?
Yeah, that's a huge difference. I suppose there's an argument to be made that so many people use ad block that most of the ads advertise, well, no, I don't know if it's most, I don't know fuck all about this, but I imagine a lot of the advertisement revenue comes from mobile phones, because it's very hard to ad block on that.
Possibly.
And so taxing people for who are watching the videos, I don't know, it's a very difficult line to walk, whether you're doing the right thing or not. It is definitely very generous and to the makes the experience better for the viewer, and it's respectful of the viewer's time. But yeah, I'm not mad at the people who do chuck a lot of ads on their videos. It's more that when the ads are just super disruptive to the flow, and that really ruins the video for me, at least.
People could say put in more ads. People could say I'd be okay if you put in more ads, Spudgun, but that is just the way I do it. And I've also noticed that the more ads you put in, there are diminishing returns. So I'm going to give you a fun anecdote of what happened one time. So in part 12 of the Poland-Lithuania series, I accidentally kept it on automated allocation. And these are some comments, just to show you. I accidentally left it on automated allocation, and it put loads of adverts on PLC part 12 by accident. And then I see these comments and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to put my own adverts on it in the slots I made. So that happened in PLC part 12. And by the way, hello Lord Lambert, shout out. Good to see you. And YouTube doesn't show adverts on every slot necessarily. So if you get to a Spudgun slot and it doesn't show an advert, all you get is a little fade out to black and then fade back in again a second later. So that's seamless as well. See, the slots are just fine. And then just move on to the next scene. So even if you don't get an advert there, and maybe you're using ad block as well or something, it just fades out and in, you wouldn't notice. That's why it works well for that too.
Yeah, Lord Lambert said very cinematic, and I think that's definitely something that comes to mind when you're watching your highly edited series, is that it is very cinematic.
Yeah, cinematic universe.
Thoughtful.
So And
What was I don't know if this is. Feel free to move on from this. But what was the difference? You don't need to use numbers, but in revenue.
Oh, that's what I was.
was it-
Yeah, perfect. And JB is asking. This is where I noticed diminishing returns. First, I noticed it on this video. So, the obscene amount of adverts that this video got didn't lead to a proportionately larger income. It did have a bigger income than the other videos, proportionately, but not as much as if you just divide it by the amount of adverts and compare it to another video. So that's when I realised there are diminishing returns to putting more adverts, which solidified my decision to have 3 or 4 adverts in any video.
Is there a maximum number of adverts?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, think about it from YouTube's perspective. This idiot's putting in an advert every second. Fuck it. Let him.
every 7 seconds there's another advertisement.
So, and the other point here is I don't ever put adverts on YouTube streams like this one because they give fuck all money and they'd be really annoying. So if you're tuning into the stream, you don't get adverts. And I don't put them on the video after the VOD afterwards either. Because super chats are where the income is at for streams anyway. It's pointless to put adverts on these. There you go. And if I could take adverts off of my Twitch streams as well, I would, but you're forced to have them. They give you fuck all money. Subs and donations are where you get money on Twitch, for me at least anyway. The bigger people probably put adverts and get more money out of it. Yeah, Lord Lambert. I mean, if you did put an ad slot on the YouTube video does not necessarily correspond to there being an actual advert. It might not show one. But if the slot is there, and sometimes it will. Which is why, yeah. How do your unedited MP game vids look? Go and watch a Spudgun multiplayer stream archive and you'll see it's just like you rehost a lot. And there's a lot of downtime. But people get a good idea of that if you've watched my previous multiplayer streams. So,
yeah, and so Lord Lambert brings up a good point with the a slot doesn't equal an advertisement served, and so is that the issue with the yellow monetization, where there'd be the same number of slots, but ads just wouldn't be being served very often?
yeah, I have no idea how limited monetization actually affects this. So that's where it's all confusing for me. I just know that limited monetization is bad, so I don't want to allow it if I can get a review. It's really bad. So,
can I jump in real quick, Spud?
Of course
Sorry
you
to interrupt. So Kenneth, the executive producer of Gilded Destiny, has a comment for us over on their Discord. He said, "Thank you for talking about us in your stream again. One thing to note though, we are aware that loyalty mechanics can become quite tedious, especially when there are a lot of leaders. However, we will wait until the game can run more fully before reassessing. If it is too tedious, we will remove the feature."
perfect comment. I mean, yeah, you can't ask for better dev dev responses and comments than that. Those guys are so responsive and nice.
Absolutely. They're class acts for sure.
And that allays my fears about it potentially being tedious, because they'll just fix it, and they're willing to remove the entire loyalty feature if it's too tedious. Right there, you would never hear that from a Paradox developer, would you? They would go,
No.
They would gaslight you, and they would get 1,000 fans to downvote your comment.
You'd be laughed off the forums.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We're going to show the forums later. Wait, did we
Jesus
just get another
Christ.
10? There's not
Oh
enough
my
people to
God.
get these.
Oh,
There's not enough recipients. Thank you once again, Roman Laws, who's now sitting at work. Maybe.
he is paid by the hour. He's just
gotten 1 hour of pay.
He's
Being
a
paid
day
by the
tra-
hour doesn't mean you get paid
he's a
every
day
hour.
trader. Yeah, he's a day trader. He just made $11,000.
He's a taxi driver. He just got handed over.
Yeah, cash.
He dropped someone off, received like $50, and immediately gives me 10 gifted subs on his phone while he's waiting for another passenger.
Drives to the ATM to deposit it.
Yeah. So the next bit of this monetization I wanted to talk about was the difference between these YouTube adverts and sponsorships. So What I like about having YouTube ads and what I don't like about sponsorships is I'm not the one doing the advert. I'm not selling you anything. So in sponsorships, you're the advert. You're going, hey, you should buy this product. You're stopping your own video to tell your viewers to buy a product. Whereas YouTube adverts are just floated in. Someone else does the advert. It's like television. That's what I prefer about that. And it doesn't mean to say I'll never do that, but I prefer it. So, I don't make the advert. I'm not the one advertising. I just create a spot for someone else to put their advert in.
I think we're all out of sync, aren't we?
So, I don't have to fake pretending to like a product, tell you to buy it.
Yeah, it is an interesting concept. You're not the face of it.
I think we're all out of sync, aren't we?
Yeah, I admire it. I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, if our positions were reversed and this was my job, I don't know if I'd handle it in the same way. I don't know if I could be so disciplined about sticking to my I don't know about ethics. This is a bit intense, but not grabbing the bag that's on the table.
And as soon as I said that, people in the chat instantly say Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, exactly. Now, again, let me be clear. I'm not criticizing people who do that. They've got very good reasons to. They need to. They need to make the money, and I could be put in that position. Thank you for $5 super chat. Let me wait for my chat.
I don't know what he means by this. He said, I mean, you have to fake degenerates like me, though. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what he means. Maybe he means I'm faking him by being him and giving myself money. Thank you for the $5. You just don't like sponsorships because Paradox doesn't reach out for sponsorships to you. That is a Paradox forum and Reddit reply. People... I've actually had people saying that. People have actually said the reason I criticised Victoria 3 sponsorships is because I didn't get one. I never wanted one.
Yeah, which is nonsense because you're certainly at the size where you could get some pretty reasonable sponsorships. It wouldn't just be some mobile games.
Let me just also I've been offered Raid Shadow Legend. I get those emails. I've gotten loads of emails. I get them. It's not as if I'm sitting here from a position of never having been offered in the first place. But another point, here's the next point, and again, I'm not criticizing people who do it, and one day I might be in the position where I have to do it myself. But just for now, I don't have to, and I'd rather not. So another point, another reason I don't want to have them, I don't want sponsorships, is they'll be stuck in my video forever. So if I advertise Raid Shadow Legends in the next part of the Bavaria series, if you watch that video in 5 years, after my sponsorship has long ended, it'll still be there in the Bavaria video. I want my videos to stand the test of time, be rewatchable years later. You can go back and watch the American Bloodbath, that was 3 years ago. So I don't want it to have some random sponsorship that happened ages ago on it. What it has are slots where it just fades to black and fades in again, and YouTube puts current adverts on it. Maybe.
What about because you're talking about it not standing the test of time if you were advertising a product in a regular video. What if you had how people do sponsored streams where they play a game and that is the whole stream is the sponsorship, or there's videos that are just the entire video is an advertisement? Would you ever consider doing that? Because that is just an ad. You're not actually losing anything from that. Yeah,
I would do a stream, but not a video, because the video would go on my main channel and, contaminate the main channel, basically. But just doing a stream of it, not a problem to me. I would do a sponsored stream of something, easily. I just haven't bothered, I haven't bothered looking at the emails I get for them or what's on the offer. I don't want to do Raid Shadow Legends, but again, I'm not against the idea of doing a stream of sponsored something. But someone earlier said something about responding to me saying I don't want to fake the adverts. Someone said, do an advert for something you like, and that is actually the point. Yes, what if I were to do a sponsorship anytime soon? Ideally, I'd love to do it for something I actually believe in. That's my criteria. So that's my criteria for now. I'm not going to do a sponsorship unless I actually believe in it or like the product. Roman Laws gave me a super chat but asked me not to thank him for it. Boris, thank you very much for the $4.99, Boris. Any opinion on the Cold War enhancement mod? Yeah, great mod. MK Ultra Fondler gives $1.99. Piechucker has good taste in Pokemon.
Fantastic.
CWE is certainly a big bloated mod, I'll give it that. But, good. Do I have anything else written here? Oh, a downside of YouTube adverts. And I actually have an entire tab open for this.
Wait, hold up, Spud. Roman Laws is saying some crazy stuff. He said, no, Spud, I mean for the next thing. Don't stop for the next thing I'm about to do.
All right. Okay, thank you for that $5 you just gave, which I wrongly ascribed to not being one you wanted to thank me for. The downside of YouTube adverts is loads of them are fucking shit, just scam, and even pornographic adverts. So the YouTube adverts themselves are not exactly quality adverts. A lot of them are just crap. Sorry to all those advertisers. This is a demonetized stream. I have not monetized this stream. This was exposed like a couple of months ago. It says article's too old. There was a report that said that many of Google's the adverts that Google use to advertise essentially break their own terms of service many times. So the same community guidelines that I'm being restricted by, the adverts that I am being restricted by them for, break them. So don't get me wrong, there's huge issues with YouTube adverts and Google adverts. It's just the lesser of two evils for me right now. I prefer them for some reasons over doing a sponsorship. Well, I can. If I ever get demonetized, I will have to move to sponsorships, but while I have the choice between them, and doing both is just overkill, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if that's overkill. Like, if I see someone who I really like, like, for example, if I were to watch you do sponsorships, even if it was, you know, not the greatest sponsorships, I would respect it because, you know, like, you got to make a living. I think a lot of people feel that way. I don't know how chat feels about that, but when I see if I saw a several million subscriber YouTube channel, you know, advertising Raid Shadow Legends, then it's like, yeah, okay, that's kind of unnecessary. But, you know, people who are on the, you know, the majority of YouTube channels who, you know, 50,000 around that creator, I understand that.
The lesser of two evils. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And it's going to be so hard to talk about these sponsorships without naming names. But everyone knows who I have in mind, who does loads of sponsorships all the time. Streams, videos, adverts in his videos, all the time. And he's a big channel. But anyway, I don't know. There's loads of different pros and cons. That's just where I'm at on it. That's what I feel. Again, I do not criticise those who do sponsorships. The only sponsorship I've really criticised has been the Victoria 3 sponsorship for specific reasons about how they were essentially sponsoring a crap, unfinished product. And the criticism is mainly directed at Paradox there for making that shit product in the first place. But again, I'm not taking a moral code against doing sponsorships. I'm just telling you my reasons for it. When I watch videos and I see sponsorships, they do annoy me sometimes, but I also generally understand it. And the ones where you can skip them, I always skip them in videos. You know, they're always like just after the intro, or they put them in the middle of the video. You can also see under the video where other people skip. You can get a big bulge in the viewership thing that you can just go skip to.
Yeah, I love it when people put chapters in the videos. It's really nice.
If I ever had to put sponsorships in mainline Victoria 2 series videos, you can bet your arse they would be time-stamped. I already time-stamped these videos anyway.
I agree with what JBA said. In my opinion, you should get the bag people can skip really easily, which I agree with. That's sort of my view.
What do you mean the bag?
the bag in terms of take sponsorships. You should. That's his opinion.
Oh.
You should go ahead and take them because people can skip them very easily. I think it's if you are advertising something that's really shit, you know, like there's some really bad sponsorships. Like I've been a fan of smaller streamers and I've seen them do sponsored streams of some really terrible games.
Yeah. So I think that's all the main points I wanted to talk about. I've shown you how I do adverts, why I do some adverts, why I haven't had a sponsorship yet, and but I'm not against doing one, especially if I can believe in the product and it's something I would use myself or play myself. I'm down.
What kind of things do you believe in?
I believe in God, family, and country.
MK Ultra has super chatted for $1.99 and he says, "Are either of you lactose intolerant?"
No, I'm not.
No.
Thank you very much for the $1.99.
Isn't it? Isn't it like everyone's lactose intolerant, but some people are less? I think it's like Europeans do better with lactose than like other people who didn't farm cows tons. I went to university. I didn't get a degree.
Yeah, me neither. So we're not qualified. You know how there's like cows and you milk them. You know what? Move on. We're not qualified.
Yeah, we'll move on. Neither of us are lactose intolerant.
Aye. I don't take milk in my coffee or tea though.
I do. I quite like. I like black coffee as well though, and I don't drink tea. I think tea's disgusting.
Oh.
I think tea's foul.
Well, there you go. Anti-tea.
Oh man, I'm very anti-tea actually. I remember when I was a kid, we were poor and we'd run out of coffee, and we had lots of tea left. And my dad said, "Put in more tea bags because it will taste more like coffee." And I think that's what really threw me off tea. Is I made a tea with maybe 4 tea bags, and it was just disgusting. And that's my last. I think it's probably the last time I drank tea.
4 tea bags? Maybe that's the issue.
Yeah, skill issue.
If there's just one is fine.
Yeah, probably.
But my main drinks are water, coffee, and beer. And there you go, that's it.
My main drinks.
Like I was saying earlier, 3 is the best. The Trinity.
The Trinity, yeah.
Keep things to set to 3 and you're good.
My 3 is probably water, coffee, and I think I drink more wine than beer. So it'd probably be water, coffee, wine. So pretty similar. A similar Trinity.
But so to actually answer that question earlier about what do you believe in, but I answered a vague random joke. But when I think of sponsorships that I would actually believe in, I've actually seen a lot doing language learning apps and things. I'm a big lover of learning languages and believing in getting other people to learn languages. So that's an area that I would love to do if there was any app that seemed to be good. But the problem is, like my channel isn't about learning languages. But when I've watched language learning related YouTubers, I see them do sponsorships for language learning stuff, and that is a complete fit.
I don't know. I think that kind of does have a bit of a cross. You know, if you're interested in history, you're interested in different cultures. You know.
Yes. No. Yeah. There is some. It is nicely related to what I do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a bit of synergy there.
Synergy. Tibby says your 4th channel is for learning languages. Well, I'm really interested in learning languages, love languages, but I don't feel like I have anything I could bring to the table in terms of content about learning languages that other people haven't already done. Like, what's that guy? Paul. All I know is he just says, "Hello, welcome to this language learning channel, and my name is Paul." What's his channel called again?
Lang Focus.
Lang Focus.
Yeah,
Paul.
That's a great channel. I love that guy.
Yeah, there's nothing I can add to that. I mean, I love I love learning languages, but there's nothing I can add to content, so I'm not going to make language learning content. And there's also that other guy who does these shitposty sort of videos about languages. What's his name? Does anyone know this shitposty guy? He's like American. He does videos like some Russian, some. He speaks a lot of different languages.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
Someone.
I love the videos of like it's like a African American
Language
guy.
simp. Language simp.
Oh,
Yeah,
language
there you go.
simp.
Sorry.
It's alright. I love the videos like an African American guy rocking into like Chinatown in New York City and then knowing fluent Mandarin. I love those videos.
I've seen some videos like that as well. Thank you, MK Ultra Fonda, for the $4.99. I have my first ever Victoria 2 video is quite literally that, MK Ultra Fonda. You'd like it. Was it my first one? I think it was. It was releasing Israel in Victoria 2. We joke. But yeah, that channel's language simp. So yeah, I just feel like the language related YouTubing world is very good. There's loads of channels. I can't add anything to the table, I just watch them. In any case, that's a little tangent about sponsorships on that. What were we talking about? Anything else? I think we can finally. How long have we been streaming?
2 hours 10 minutes.
We can finally get the viewer count because we're finally going to talk about Victoria 3, and we're moving on to that topic officially. I just watched that guy role playing as an Anglo-Saxon. There's that guy. There's that guy who does Anglo-Saxon and Old English stuff. He's just a British guy who sits in front of his camera. I can't remember the names of any of these channels.
Alright, Spud, you hold down the fort for a minute. I'm just going to go get some cough syrup. I've got a cold at the moment.
Alright, okay.
So I'll be back in just a second.
I'll just open this. We're going to briefly talk about Dawn of Wonder, the recent art pack DLC released by Paradox for Victoria 3. And I just want to say that I basically don't have an opinion on the actual DLC itself. I didn't buy it. I can see that it's not a product that I want to buy, so I didn't buy it. And it doesn't add anything to the game that I want to get. It doesn't attract me to play the game more, so I didn't buy it. This is a real case of, if you don't like it, don't buy it. For me at least, and for probably all of you. So I'm not complaining about the DLC per se. There's just a couple of aspects to it. The first aspect is the fact that they made the sun rise in the west. And that's just funny as fuck. And that's been the next running joke. Ever since I put out the community post about this, people have commented on this, like in every one of my videos or future community posts. Paradox just bring these things on themselves, you know? But to talk more about this DLC specifically, did your bank stop you due to suspicious activity? I don't know. Maybe Roman laws. Is Roman laws cooking something here? I don't know what he's doing, but you've been so generous with super chats and memberships. Thank you for those. The next thing, as I said, this doesn't interest me. I'm not buying it. And if you don't like it, don't buy it, sort of thing. All that applies. What I want to focus on here, though, is Grand Edition people who have gotten this as part of the Grand Edition without knowing what it was going to be, ultimately, because they got the Grand Edition about the time the game dropped, almost a year ago. There's loads of people who got the Grand Edition who have complained about this DLC, saying they feel cheated and ripped off by the Grand Edition. And that is kind of... Here's one. I shouldn't have bought the Deluxe Edition. The first DLC is historical flavour, which should have included in launch, and now I'm getting this graphic stuff that doesn't change anything about the gameplay. So, there are some good reviews though. This one's saying, it's just a cosmetic DLC, guys. It does not mean that they are not working on the base game. It's probably not even the team that works on the base game balanced development. How could they? This is a positive review, just saying the same disclaimer I gave. But people are saying it looks good. This one is positive, but it says they made us pay for a night cycle. Do not use this, it breaks the game and looks terrible. The sun rises from the west in a DLC about a day-night cycle. Negative. This one's positive, it's fine except for that you made the sun rise in the west. This one's fine. This one's fine. This one is going after the negative reviews as well.
Or I'm back. Where are we
Welcome
at?
back. I gave an overview of the Day-Night Cycle DLC, and we're in the Steam reviews. This one is trying to call out the negative reviews. It says, the negative reply from many people who commented is because of one simple fact. Most people don't understand that art designers generally don't know how to code. That isn't their job. What? Is that really wrong? I don't know if people didn't understand that. The base game still has its problems, but this DLC does not take away from the devs fixing it. Again, we all know this. People are giving this a negative review on its own terms. People are not saying... I haven't seen any of the negative reviews saying that this is instead of also fixing the game. Because everyone knows they're also doing free updates at the same time as this. I mean, maybe
also, they've released the product, and they have a whole team of people who can code, so it doesn't really stack up.
Thank you very much, T-Tarb, for the $9.99 super chat. When will Dino Stand and Mountain General be in a Vic 2 multiplayer LARP series? Whenever we get something going and collab, could happen eventually. I've already done that with Dino Stand on CK3, so it's not out of the ordinary. But like I was saying, I genuinely don't have any dislike or anything towards this DLC. If you want to add some nice new art or a day-night cycle to Victoria 3, then get this. I just find it funny that they made the sunrise in the west, and this forum thread happened about it, and a dev responded, design lead, saying a quote from the art director, "In order to create a visually pleasing result that is also readable with our light sources, this is currently the way it needs to work." So they're saying that in order to have a day-night cycle, it needs to run from west to east, just due to something in the game. And
it just doesn't make sense.
There was a further elaboration. This is a non-artist explaining. I think it goes into more detail on why, to do with objects. I'm not reading it. I did read it before, but that's the context. And then everyone's just laughing about it. I can't be sure, but I bet the military system is to blame for this. That's a joke against the people who shit on the military system. It's just funny that this happened. But this is leading on to a different topic. Thank you for watching, MK Ultra Founder. Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, see you, bud.
Roman Laws is doing something.
He is. It's freaking me out.
It's freaking me out. But this is gonna bring us on to a better topic. If you think I'm just here to shit on Vic 3 and shit on Paradox, you're wrong, because that was like 5% of the stream, that talking about that subject there. What I want to talk about now is Paradox's DLC. Paradox has changed its DLC model drastically in its new era, including Victoria 3 and CK3, and whenever I've discussed Victoria 3 and its military system, I've seen comments saying things like, "Oh yeah, they'll fix it after $200 of DLC," and people saying, they'll fix the war system with DLC, but that's not the case. They're updating the war system for free, and their DLC is different. The DLC model in Victoria 3 is not the same as their previous one with EU4 and the likes of CK2, as I'm going to show you with this basic image comparing them that I made. Their old model of DLC, such as in EU4, is one where they added mechanics and made the DLC really necessary and important. And this is what developed their infamous reputation for DLC over these years, which they got basically through EU4. EU4 is the main one whenever we think about the scummy DLC, load of DLC, obscene costs of DLC. And they did that to an extent with CK2. CK2 also adds mechanics and new other locations to play. And Hoi 4 adds mechanics as well. So there's this era of games from about 2013 to 2020. Imperator doesn't really count. And I think, go ahead.
I don't know if I necessarily... It definitely seems to be the case, what you're saying, with Victoria 3 and their DLC. But with tours and tournaments, they do add quite a few mechanics. And that felt more like a traditional, DLC from Paradox.
Yeah, no, you could definitely be right. It's just that they also added... maybe with CK3's one it was mixed. So they added new mechanics in the DLC. But they also added free mechanics with the free update that went alongside it as well. They definitely did. And with Voice of the People, the free update that came along with Voice of the People added many of the systems that the flavour in Voice of the People slotted into, I think. So the free update there added a lot, whereas the DLC was lacklustre, barely added anything. And this represents a change. We can't keep treating Paradox as if they're still applying the EU4 DLC model to their newer games. Although they are still doing the EU4 DLC model, because they've still got EU4 going at the same time. And that model is so long that it's still going for those old games. But they're not doing it with the new games.
Yeah, no, I think it's better. I think it's better, but it's still really subpar in terms of the result. Because I think the fundamental issue that it's the reason why the DLC policy is critiqued is that they release a product in this new era of theirs that is just not no one's vision for Victoria 3, for example, was what was released on day one. Like when they planned it up, that was not exactly what they wanted. It was literally an unfinished product. They haven't completed what they set out to do, and they released it, and then they plan to, fix it. It is, whether by DLC or free update, regardless, it's the same issue. You know what I mean? It's just a different way of tackling a decision that they make with all of their releases, and even with their DLC, where it's like you want to delay it a week to figure out how to make the sunset properly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the new model comes with its own problems, and that's also the point. So they're taking away mechanics from the DLC and adding more mechanics to free updates, but this in turn makes the DLC worse and worth less money, even though they're charging the same. So this is what I call the paradox, where on the one hand, if they make really big DLC with lots of mechanics, people hate them for locking these things behind extra money, and they get this notorious reputation for big DLC whores. But on the other hand, if they add mechanics in the free update, but they just make the DLC some fluff, like the day-night cycle and Voice of the People, then the DLC becomes shit, and people who got the Grand Edition feel like they're being cheated out of money, and those DLCs get terrible reviews. I think there is a paradox there. The paradox, as I like to call it. And they don't win either way, and it's probably a paradox of their own creation.
Yeah, they're doing similar things with CK3, but they're calling them flavor packs, and they definitely cost less. Like Wards and Wardens is one, Friends and Foes is another, and they cost $8 New Zealand dollars, so I don't know, maybe about £4 or £5. And they really do feel like they could just be in the normal game for free, because they don't, and that's why they both have negative reviews, because it's adding enough to be significant, but I don't know if you charge for that, because your base game, and it's still the problem with CK3, and I actually really like CK3 now. I play a fair bit of it, but it's still very shallow, and it's getting there slowly, but it's... Yeah, how long ago was that Crusader Kings 3 game that we played?
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
I think we were playing it at the same time as the American Bloodbath. But those DLCs that you just mentioned, they just add flavour and stuff. That's what I should have put in this image instead of Tours and Tournaments. I made a mistake.
Yes.
Basically. So those are the ones that apply, that this argument applies to. It's like Voice of the People and those ones you mentioned with CK3. So Tours and Tournaments is their big mechanical expansion, but it also came with a free update that had mechanics. But Victoria 3 is yet to have that. That is going to be Sphere of Influence. So it's going to be such a difficult decision for them to try and decide which end of the scale they put that expansion into. How much of it will be free in the free update and how much of it will be DLC. And they're kind of fucked either way, almost. And like I've said for quite a while now that the Sphere of Influence DLC, their first major expansion, is going to be make or break for Victoria 3. If they do it well, it might salvage some reputation for that game, bring it back. But I don't know what the chances of that are because they're in a terrible position where they have to decide between these two things. Or it'll just become a disaster, and their track record so far, Voice of the People, Gilded Destiny, Dawn of Destiny, whatever the fuck it's called, Dawn of Wonder, those two DLCs so far indicate that the expansion might follow suit with that track record, although we can't confirm. So that's the situation Paradox is in. Tours and Tournaments, on the other hand, though, it's a great DLC. It's very highly reviewed. I didn't.
Yeah,
when I put
really
it in there, I
liked
didn't criticize it by saying that. It is a good DLC.
I've played a lot of it and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's like if you look at other games like Terraria, which to my knowledge hasn't really changed its price and hasn't released any DLC that you can purchase. I might be wrong on this, but there's no expansion certainly, and they've just developed it over years and years and years. Like, you don't have to do this, you know. You can improve your product over time and then make the product worth buying instead of releasing a, you know, frankly, such a subpar product. Like, if it was a car, you'd get sued for like squillions, you know, because it would be killing people, you know. But
yeah,
you release a good product and you make it a great product, and then tons of people buy it instead of releasing a shit product and then promising to fix it with more purchases. It's insane. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think it's so quintessentially anti-consumer. Like, you couldn't have a more anti-consumer company in computer games. Like, I can't think of another example.
Creative Assembly.
Yeah, well, like Ubisoft and Ubisoft's got a bit better, but you know, EA. But you know, like, they should legislate against these sort of. You can't release something that you've promised. You know, it's like I don't know. You get what I mean? You order a burger and it looks amazing on the picture, and it's just a pile of sludge. You know.
With Victoria 3, they're doing that. They released a terrible product on launch, and then they promised to fix it after. But with Victoria 3, they're fixing it with free updates at least. And again, people will call me the endless hater, but I'm just pointing out. I'm telling you the facts. They are fixing it with free updates, and that is a better thing than them fixing it with DLC. But on the other hand, this has led to the DLC getting scathing reviews and being shit on, and it might impact how much money the game makes going forward, and it might cause it to flop in terms. It might cause it to get cancelled if they don't make much more money out of it with DLCs. So it's all a disaster, and it could have been solved by releasing a great product on launch, but like I said, this is a problem of their own making.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, the business decisions. Like, because even if you look at, like, a greed angle, and plenty of people call Paradox greedy, but I don't know if I'd call them greedy, because it just seems incompetent. Like, it seems like you'd be making so much less money than you could. Like, you're just completely kneecapping yourself.
There is incompetent. Victoria 3 is incompetent. No one could argue that they made Victoria 3 bad just to sell more DLC on it, because that's not what they're doing in practice. Maybe you could argue it was the intention, but it was so bad that they could not. It was not tenable for them to fix it with DLC. But like I said, they're fixing it with free updates, which it does prove that it's incompetence, because they're reversing on everything that they were saying was great up to launch. Like they got rid of capitalism. They got rid of autonomous investment on launch, and they were saying how great that was, and then they U-turn on it after the game's been out for a few months, proving us right all along.
Yeah.
And they did it for free. They didn't add that with DLC. It's just like an incompetent U-turn. Good stuff.
Can you think of any other companies that do, or chat? Can you think of any other companies that release games like this?
Well, I already mentioned one.
Yeah.
Creative Assembly do it worse, actually.
I haven't played Total War in a while. I thought, my understanding was Total War Warhammer games were like very well received.
Yeah. This Pharaoh one, not so much. That's upcoming. The reason I say Creative Assembly do it worse is because they already have DLC announced and pre-planned and ready to buy on launch.
Yeah, that's a fair call, actually. Yeah, and they've been doing that a long time.
It's not as if they develop the game, release it, and then create more stuff after to be DLC. They make DLC before the game comes out and have it ready, which is just fucked. Paradox don't even do that, I dare say. No, I don't. They didn't do it with Victoria 3. Victoria 3 didn't really have any DLC on launch. I don't think it might have had a music thing or something. So even Paradox don't do that, but Creative Assembly do. Blood Pack movement. Yeah, they added blood as a DLC.
No, I completely. Blood Pack is a genius idea, because then you can have a much lower rating in your game, like a M, mature. I don't know what the rating system is in the UK, but like, and then you can buy the blood DLC pack for like $2. It's actually pretty smart. I like that idea. I think it's really smart, because then kids can play your game, you know.
Well, they would play. The games are violent anyway. You know, massive wars with warriors slashing each other just with no blood coming out.
The blood pack for Total War Shogun 2 is pretty gruesome. It's awesome, actually. Getting hit with cannonballs and stuff like that.
Where do we go? I mean, that is about it for the topic of DLC and Paradox and stuff, really.
Yeah.
We could timestamp it here and go into an open forum. Move into the open end of the discussion. Just we've covered a lot, and I had about, on average, 80 to 120 viewers, somewhere in that throughout. We've had better numbers before, but there isn't any active massive news with Victoria 3 or anything.
No, it's been a pretty comfy stream though. You're
Definitely.
right. There's nothing huge to talk about, but it's been pretty cruisy, and I've actually enjoyed this chat. This chat's great. You know, there's some good conversation going on here.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to really get into detail on those monetization things and adverts and sponsorships. So I just wish more of my subscribers could see that to get the explanation. But if they don't watch the stream, they won't know. And if I didn't even make the stream titled about Victoria 3, it would have had less views. So I don't know how to get people to turn out for these discussions. But I appreciate those who have.
I think a big thing, and you know, I'm not too. I can understand why you do this, but with the stream role on Discord versus just pinging everyone.
Yeah, okay.
Because the difference is 400 people versus, I don't know what it is now, thousands of people.
Yeah, there's a code I adhere to on the Discord, which is I don't ping everyone for. I ping everyone for mainline video uploads, but I don't ping everyone for streams. Because, well, even if I did ping all 5,000 members of the Discord at everyone for this stream, most of them wouldn't turn up because most people don't watch the streams. So I'd be pinging people. Some people turn off from the pings if they get pinged for something they don't care about. People might mute it. And that's
that's fair. But we do these so infrequently, it might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know? They're not just any stream.
It's true. There is an argument to be made for doing an at everyone for these YouTube streams. But,
Yeah.
on the other hand, since they're on YouTube, they should be getting recommended to everyone anyway. In theory. But who knows what the algorithm does to me. Especially in these limited monetization days.
Congress says I mute most of the Discord servers I'm in. I mute all of the Discord servers I'm in.
Ah, well, that's just you.
Yeah. I think it's the sound effects. I find the sound effects grating when you get a message and stuff like that.
YouTube asks, well, actually, I've turned off Discord notification noises. I've turned those off, but I leave the notifications on, so I see the number, like 5 pings, but I turn the noise off, so I never hear that. That's a good way of doing it. But did Victoria 3 multiplayer get any better, or is it still impossible to hot join? I've heard that it got better, but it gets worse with every patch. So you just sort of don't play multiplayer right after a new patch, because every patch adds new potential desyncs, something like that. I've heard that. I wouldn't know. I haven't played Victoria 3 multiplayer for months, but I've heard on the grapevine. Playing a role. Well, that's what I do. That's what Piechucker said about the stream friend role. I have a role that people can assign to if they want to be pinged for streams, and about 400 people have it. And that's who I ping, and that's who I ping for this stream.
Which, if you know, obviously they're not all coming from that, but it's pretty decent. The numbers make sense.
Yeah.
Numbers
I don't know Lithuanian troll, but they found a
We've
way.
had tremendous success with these streams before. Yeah.
I think the biggest success on the streams are basically whenever there's news for Victoria 3. It's just whenever they're announcing something, or they just drop Voice of the People DLC. The day-night cycle one wasn't very big news, although it's a very funny case. Someone's already asked me that, Edwards. I refer you to the previous answer. And someone asked that with a super chat, and I answered it. But no, it's a good mod, if a bit bloated.
Ember Melga says, when will the stream be ending? There's something I want to bring up that I mentioned in an older YouTube stream, but I didn't want to bring it up during the other parts of the stream. Very respectful. By all means, this is the open forum.
We'll wrap it up. We'll be wrapping it up, you know.
No time, sorry, Emperor Melgus.
Roman Laws is saying, I'm about to go and buy a GD prepaid card to do this. YouTube cannot stop me. My Stream Elements donation link takes less of a cut than YouTube, everyone. I'm just saying, if you're about to drop something big and you don't want to lose 30% of it to YouTube, there's the Stream Elements link.
You should get a PO box and people can mail you cash. And you
Bad
can read it
idea.
out.
Can I get? We need to get. We need to get this. We need to get the Stream Elements tip link to Emperor. No, to Roman Laws before he gives 30% of it to YouTube.
Where's the link?
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Has anybody been playing any interesting games recently? I've been playing Worms Reloaded, which I used to play on the Xbox, and I've been playing that with my mates because you can get keys for super cheap when they're on sale. Been playing a lot of Worms recently. Any Worms fans?
Oh, we should play Worms.
We
Some
should
point.
play Worms. It'd be great.
I'm trying to get the link. I went into my Nightbot commands over on Twitch and I couldn't find it there.
I bought Master Chief Collection, and I've played through. I was playing through the campaigns with a mate of mine, and I think I played through Halo 1. And no, it's very nostalgic. It's very enjoyable. I think I've played all of the Halos up to Reach, and I haven't played Halo 4 in any of those.
How do I
I've been
get the
playing
damn
Plate Up
link?
with some
Oh my
friends. I played that game. That game's great. It's very stressful. It's good. It's good if you've got mates that don't mind a bit of abuse, a bit of chirp. I played a fair bit of that actually. I prefer the other one, the Overcooked, because that's got more to it. I wish I'd actually bought that one, but I feel like I own Plate Up now, and so you can't have multiple arcade cooking games in your Steam library. That looks weird.
I'm at a loss here. I'm trying to get the link. Where the fuck is the link? Keep talking about other games. I'm sorry. Custom commands. Here we go.
Jackbox Collection's where it's at. Oh, 100%. Love
That's
the
the
Jackbox
link.
Collection.
I could have independently just come up with that link because it's actually just streamelements.com/spudgun_official/tip.
Does that notify you on the stream?
Should do. Does anyone want to test it? No. Super chats are great and all, but if someone's planning something huge, it's, you know, best that 30% of that doesn't go to YouTube.
Armageddon is the best worms. When we play, I'm always the chef, and it's always so stressful when there's no clean plates. I'm the, what do you call them? The waiter. And Plate Up. I feel like you'd hate Plate Up, Spud. I feel like it'd be a game that you wouldn't enjoy at all.
All right,
it's like,
I'll keep that in mind and never play it.
It's like one where you're a group and you're cooking dishes, and it's just like one of those classic stressful chaotic games where the pressure's mounting up.
Oh right, that's basically EU4 then.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I've described EU4 as a game where you're just spinning plates trying to hold back a disaster.
Exactly, it's very similar to that sort of feeling.
Twitch donations are worse than YouTube donations? Why? I use Stream Elements and they take a very small cut. Smaller than other things. Twitch itself doesn't actually have its own donations. Stream Elements and Streamlabs and all these are third parties that integrate into it. So, and you can just tip these things at any time. I just won't get a notification. But, what other games have I been playing lately? Not much. Not much at all. I've been editing. Been doing Bavaria.
I've been getting back into Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Have you played any of that?
No. Can't say
No,
I have.
never.
I'm also trying to read the chat. Chat also glitches out on YouTube, so it just like refreshes every now and again. But no, I haven't been into that. And someone says Twitch gives half directly. What do you mean Twitch gives half?
That's that revenue share.
Oh, that's for subs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Twitch subscriptions, not donations. I know you probably mean what you mean, but it's important to get the distinctions.
Ryzen says, "What cut does your Patreon take? It depends on what you can change what features you get. Like you can get more features for them to take more of a cut."
And I take the least cut possible, so I have less features. I don't have Patreon tiers. If you want to have Patreon tiers, Patreon takes a larger cut.
Goals, yeah.
I don't know what the cut is, but it's the smallest one possible.
It's really small. It's not much.
It's pretty small, yeah.
Yeah. Starfield, have you heard about Starfield? Are you at all interested in that?
I've heard of it. I'm not really interested in it. Yeah.
I got sold on it. I got a little bit hyped about it because I loved Fallout New Vegas and it's made by Obsidian. But I've heard not very good things about the state of the game and it being quite buggy and stuff.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, mixed things. Me too, mixed. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Hey, Roman Laws, try this tip link.
Try that link.
I don't know if it'll give an alert on this stream. It might well do. If anyone wants to test it with like $1,
I think the alerts for the Stream Elements stuff are on by default. You might just have some crazy default. Yeah, you might have some crazy default alert box.
No, when I do streams on YouTube, I have a different profile and a different scene collection, but I don't know how much of the alert box stuff carries over between alert box, which I have on all my streams. I don't know if it's the same or I don't know. I'm genuinely curious. Will it give an alert? What's my donation alert? It's I think it's Bad Frank for the tip link, or yeah, I think it's something with Bad Frank. These are on my my Twitch streams. I should know. I do them every 2 days or so. AO3. I've never played the AO3. I was a Warcraft 3 person back in the days, and at some point I moved towards Total War and Paradox games. I never went down that road of, your typical RTS, basic RTS, Warcraft, AOE sort of things. I moved away from them.
I did both. I played a lot of Warcraft 3, and then I also played it. I played Age of Empires 3, and then I went back to Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, what I ended up preferring more were strategy games that represented history. Well, I know that AOE does, but it doesn't in a real way. So
No,
like playing as a
it's a
country
fair
on a real country map.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Did you ever play like Diablo?
Nope. Yep, there you go.
And you never played World of Warcraft? You missed out on some big
No.
ones. What were you
I know.
doing? Just walking around outside?
I was touching grass. No,
You were touching grass.
I was playing some different things. Let me just... I'm going to check on... I'm just going to the Stream Elements tab myself. You can't see it. Just to check if anyone is using it, in case I haven't noticed. Nah, no one has. It's over. But I played games. I didn't miss out. Maybe I missed out on World of Warcraft, but I didn't go down the Dota pipeline, but I did play, sadly, I've talked about this in a previous discussion stream, I did play a big League of Legends phase, and some of my real life friends got me into that. It wasn't like an organic pipeline that I went down myself. I was brought in.
Here we go. Big donation here from Emperor Malgus, $20 US. Quick note, remember the Lord of the Rings strategy game I mentioned before? Apparently, since it's considered abandonware, you can download it for free. Takes about half an hour or so to do using a video tutorial.
Doing something for half an hour with a tutorial doesn't sound that attractive to me because I hate technical issues. But I didn't know.
Quick note, remember the Lord of the Rings strategy game.
Shall we listen to the text to speech?
Apparently, since it is considered abandonware, you can download it for free. Takes about half an hour or so to do using a video tutorial.
What was that? Oh, I was about to say, what was that Star Wars RTS, but you did a video on it. What's it called again?
3 videos. I did a trilogy of videos. Thank you, Emperor Malgus, for the $20. Very generous. Thank you. I played numerous streams of it, and I'm down to go back to it. But the last time I played it with Weevil, I got really frustrated with it. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did before. Empire at War. And my trilogy on that is quite good. I'm very happy with the trilogy on that, especially the third video, which is the funniest.
Yeah, there's a good competition between you and Weevil. No, but that's, yeah. There's some cheesy stuff in that game. It was a great game.
Really, I'm really happy with how those 3 videos turned out. It was a good campaign to make some videos out of. And again, everything comes as a best of 3. Good trilogy. Maybe my third Open TTD video will be the last.
I don't think you feel like this, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten further and further away from games that are like infinitely replayable. Like things like League of Legends, those sort of games. And I normally the sort of game that I'm looking for in a new game is sort of like a short story. I look for a lot of story games, a couple of hours. Because I don't know, my tastes have definitely changed as I've gotten older. Have you found that your tastes in games have changed?
I don't know, it's very strange. And by the way, I remember that Witcher, that was fun. No one watched it though. I don't know what my taste in games is anymore. I don't know if I like any games at this point. I don't know what I want to play. I play Vic 2. I think it's all about multiplayer for me. So I play Vic 2. And I play some other games occasionally. I'm looking forward to City Skylines 2. I think that one might be up my alley. In terms of a game I'll actually just enjoy playing, maybe even off stream. But I'll stream it too. But I'm probably gonna go on a break basically at the time it comes out, so I'll probably miss the actual release of it.
I've got a question for you, but Ludicrous has said, sounds like you now work and just want to feel an experience instead of spend time by. Very good point. That's essentially what it is. I was going to ask you, Spud, what's the last game that you purchased just for fun, like just for yourself? You haven't streamed it or anything. It was just something that you wanted to play.
Oh God, what would that be? Depression Arc? No, it's not that actually. It's not. It actually correlates the opposite way around. But what game have I played that I just bought? Have I ever done that? I can't remember the last time I've ever done that. A game that I just wanted to play. Let me check my Steam library here. You can't see, but I'm checking it. Did I ever? I can't remember the last time I've ever done that. It says a lot about our society that I don't know if I actually play games just to enjoy them myself anymore. But don't get me wrong, just replace them with better hobbies. But for the YouTube stuff, it's not as if I don't enjoy. I love that. I love playing Vic 2. I love playing other games with people, maybe for content. I loved OpenTTD, and we need to do more OpenTTD. We need to go back to it. Maybe I'll do some streams of that around the time that I release this upcoming video.
Do you feel like games are just the medium of choice, and you just prefer mainly editing and creating something cool, like a cool story?
No, it came out of first playing them. So...
Do you ever think you'd want to do something outside of games? In terms of YouTube stuff? Yeah.
No.
I don't know what it would look like, no?
Neither do I. I have no idea. Well, earlier we were talking about languages. That's the topic that I really, really like. But like I said, I don't have anything to bring to the table with it. So I've never really considered making language-related content.
Yeah, it's the same with me, where I know a fair amount of history, but there's just so much better history content than what I could do. Like higher budget, and people are well researched, and so I'd never consider really doing history videos.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Hope you too. Conlanging? No, that's actually the area of languages I've never been that interested in looking into. Making up your own language. Nah. No, I'm not interested in that aspect of it really. What I am interested in is comparing languages, looking at languages that have a similar origin and etymologies, learning languages, grammar. It's all about... I stream, so it's all about editing, and YouTube, it's about interacting and playing. Yeah, I enjoy streaming games, I enjoy editing games, I enjoy playing Vic 2 multiplayer, and the multiplayer of various other kind of similar games, and I'm looking forward to games. I'm looking forward to City Skylines 2, Gilded Destiny, Open Vic, so it's all fine. I just don't play that much off stream to myself these days.
I've got a good game that would be good for streaming and playing, which is Deep Rock Galactic, which is kind of like Left 4 Dead, but you're a dwarf, and you have to do like get sent down to like the Earth's crust, and you got to mine stuff. It's really good because you love Left 4 Dead. It would literally be so up your alley.
Oh, you want? Yeah, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I'd actually, now that you think about it, I actually liked playing Left 4 Dead a lot myself off stream. Multiplayer 4v4 versus with random people. I like that.
Yeah, Deep Rock's 4-player as well. And so, Dino Stan, Spud, Lambert, me. There we go. That's a whole Deep Rock crew right there.
Deep Rock.
Rock
Have you
Stan.
played it? Do you know it, Dino Stan?
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the... Is it on Steam?
Adnetrius is a man after my own heart. He knows it. Rock and Stone. Yeah, so essentially like you've got different classes and you get dropped, and you've got to mine your way to different objectives. You know, you might need to destroy something or collect something. And it's very Left 4 Dead with different enemies and hordes and things like that. And at first when I saw it, I was not too sure on it, especially when anything, film, TV show, game is compared to something else where it's like, oh, it's literally Left 4 Dead. I'm always like, why would I not just play Left 4 Dead? If I wanted to play Left 4 Dead, I'd play Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead is just a format of a game, I think. Does Deep Rock have... You can play as the enemies? Is there verses?
No, it doesn't have verses. It's just a team.
That's what I like in a lot of games. It says
Done
similar to Borderlands. It does look like Borderlands.
Oh yeah, it's kind of. I can see that. Dynasted said my friends play it. They say it's good.
Yes, Alex. It was actually Total War games earlier that I first got into PC strategy games in after I had my own PC. Before that, it was just Warcraft 3. But then I got into Total War. But it wasn't as if I played the Total War games when they came out. I got it was like in 2011 or 12 or something, I got a bundle of Empire, Total War, Napoleon, Medieval 2, and some others. I got Shogun 2. Yeah, I like them. Don't play them much nowadays though.
Did you ever play RuneScape?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't remember my time playing RuneScape very well, because I remember stopping playing RuneScape to play World of Warcraft, and it was just like blanked out in my mind.
Yeah, I played RuneScape quite a bit. Yeah. They were good times.
They were good times. What
Old
about Club
school.
Penguin? Or were you too old for Club Penguin?
No, I never played Club Penguin. I wonder if I could ever get back into old school RuneScape. Probably not. The days, it's just impossible to really recapture old days of stuff. You can't
Yeah.
you're not really going to get any of the old days joy out of RuneScape again, even though old school RuneScape's great. And it's great that they have an old version which is the same as the old days. But nah, it'll never come back, really. You're never going to go back and experience the wonder of your youth. It's over.
I do believe you, but I don't want to believe you, because I've been thinking, I haven't played World of Warcraft since Wrath of the Lich King.
I don't mean to be depressing by saying that. There's great things
No.
in life to go in the future and in your current age. You just can't necessarily go back and experience the joy you had earlier. There's different ones to enjoy nowadays.
Yeah, or you just don't enjoy it in the same way. You can still appreciate it in a different way.
And you can watch your own children experience their joy of youth
Yes.
at some point.
You get your kids playing.
You can
World
watch
Classic,
your
yeah.
own children play Club Penguin.
Yeah.
No, whatever.
Oh, Club Penguin was gone. Heartbreaking. Club Penguin was pretty awesome, actually. There's other ones as well.
I played Toontown.
That rings a bell. I didn't play that, but that
I
rings a
think
bell.
I've mentioned this.
I don't think you have. I've never heard about this.
Toontown. It was an MMO-ish sort of themed game. It was cartoonish. It was. I'm getting the trailer for Deep Rock here. I'll turn it off. But did I get any Stream Elements donations here? Just to check, because I'm refreshing on here just to check if I got them without a notification. No, we didn't get any. That's fine.
No, I think Roman's on the phone to the FBI trying to sort some things.
The only thing, it's one thing to play for nostalgia, it's another to absorb the classics you never got a chance to play, because that stuff never gets worse. Yes. How many kids do you have,
Yeah.
Spud? None yet. But I'm just saying that, when you get older, that's where you get joy from.
None that he knows of.
Yeah, that's right. None that I know of. There is no sorting, they won't let me. They won't stop me next time though. Did you try the Stream Elements version? Or were you just trying Super Chat? He's a single father of 0. Imagine you just decided to live life like a single parent without a child. That's it. I identify as a single parent to get all the benefits and the sympathy, but without actually having one.
Yeah.
It's over
God,
for
that's
Roman Laws.
terrifying.
There's nothing to
I
keep
remember-
dragging out the stream for. He's not going to do it. It's over.
I remember turning 21. And I was talking to my nana, and I said, like, what did I say? I was saying, like, 21, feeling really old. What were you up to when you were 21, Nana? And she was like, just had my third. I was like, oh my god. Like it's just the age that I'm 24 now, and it's different these days. Like people would be like 19 with a mortgage back in the day.
Dino Stan says Spud lost his wife in the divorce. She, she left. She took the kids, and she turned the bairns again. I wouldn't say Waynes. You see, that's what they say in Glasgow. I would say she's turned the bairns against us. She's turned the bairns against us. Or as that GIF, it was when I was playing CK3 with Dino Stan. They have a great community. They have great GIFs and stuff. There was one of Limmy saying she's turned the vassals against us. Such great stuff they have over there in Crusader Kings multiplayer.
It is good.
I mean, since I've been on that server, I've played the CK3 multiplayer, and I haven't done anything on it since that one game because I just don't have the time. But I see they keep pinging me, and the guy tries to get me back into games. I just don't have the time. But I'd love to do it again. I should.
You should.
I also
yeah.
find that the game's quite difficult to do well in as a player. And the CK3 War put me off a lot with its instant teleportation armies and stuff.
I think my mistake with editing it was because it took so long to get into the game. I actually watched all of that because I thought I really wanted to get all of the characters that you're introducing, and so I watched like the first 2 or 3 hours, where including the character creation stream. When I probably should have just scanned through that, whereas I went through pretty with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah. So as you were watching all of it, did you edit it down as you went along, or did you just watch it?
Yeah. No. Edit it down as I go along.
Yeah.
I probably edited half of it, but the thing that looks pretty intimidating is I had like hours and hours to go, and then I moved. But I could pick it up. I think I've still got it somewhere. I hope. God, that'd be a nightmare if I don't.
Yeah, exactly this winning troll. That's the problem I had with it. Yeah. Roman laws, just don't worry about it, Roman laws.
Yeah, don't worry about it too much, bud.
You can catch me at a later date with...
And you've already been extremely generous.
Exactly, you've already given so much.
Yeah.
I'll be streaming on Twitch regularly these Vic 2 single player streams, where the stream elements tip link is fully in effect. If you should so choose. When you think you don't have time to do something like that, just schedule a date in your calendar to do it later, and when that month comes, try to keep what you promised to yourself. How much money are you spending, bro? I don't know what we're talking here.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of Roman discussion.
A lot of recent Paradox games have issues with militaries. I guess that means military sucks and must be removed. Yeah, that's the leap they took. Again, it's good to point this out. Don't let them get away with it. Just because they have issues, just because they struggle to make a good military system doesn't mean you get rid of it entirely. They basically just give up. Apply that to other things in life and see how far that gets you. But if you... I don't know, what could we apply it to? I decide that I can't edit well. I struggle editing, so I just make Bokoan videos and basically don't bother editing at all. No, I'm sorry. I thought I could get through one stream without fucking mentioning it. I'm angry at myself, not him. But that's just a joke anyway. CK3 MP has no consequences. Well, you lose all your land and die and become the laughingstock of the community. Or CK3 combat. That's true, you can just retreat and live in almost every battle. I don't know, it seems to take like... It takes a lot of battles for a war to be decided. For some reason, it's just...
Yeah.
You can retreat across an entire fucking continent. And I remember some of those CK3 moments, which are probably good moments that should be in the video, where I was getting chased across the entirety of Dorne by a fucking angry lord that I tried to raid. Those are probably good clips to have in the video.
There was some brutal raiding as well, just when you guys get all unleashed. on everyone, and it's all because it's a shattered world. Everyone's only got one county, and nobody can really do much about it.
Yeah, there was rules against it, pretty much. You couldn't raid someone's capital. Well, that was actually brought in and enforced in session 2. In session 1, we raided capitals, I think, like no one's business. Yeah, Edwards. I mean, a good compromise for CK3's teleportation. I don't know. Only being able to have rally points on a capital. Only... Maybe you can set a rally point, but you can't necessarily change it so easily. So setting your rally point is like a big long-term decision, but that could fuck you over in unfun ways. So, and I'm just thinking from the multiplayer perspective, so it might not necessarily be great for single player. Yeah. How's the weather been in New Zealand?
Oh, it's just coming right. It's been horrible for the last couple of weeks, and now we've had a couple of days of sun. But yeah, it's crazy times to live in New Zealand actually, because growing up, it doesn't snow here really, apart from in the mountains, and it's normally just if you live in Wellington, it's normally just windy. That's the default, windy and sometimes sunny. And then we've had cyclones and crazy shit happening. Half our country being flooded and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty crazy. But yeah, no, weather's been cold. It's cold here. It's definitely like colder in the winter and warmer in the summer now. What about Scotland? What's happened in Scotland?
Well, we just had a really lackluster summer, but we've got what you call, for some reason, gets called an Indian summer, where you get like a really hot week or two in September after summer's technically over. We're just coming out of that now. It's now dropping down to normal autumn temperatures, more or less. We've just had some really hot days.
What's your normal average temperature? What's a normal autumn temperature?
13, 14, 15 at the most.
Yeah, about the same here in New Zealand.
It was just up during this so-called Indian... I mean, England has been completely different. England has been much hotter, apparently. But we just have... at the max we had like 22, 23.
I'll tell you a cyclone story if you want.
Yeah.
Unless we're wrapping up.
By all means, tell me the story of the cyclone. What happened?
So the cyclone happened like in Auckland and Hawke's Bay, which is North Island. And so we didn't really feel it too much. But I had a ticket to Dave Chappelle's concert in Auckland, and so I was driving up there. And I was driving up there after work, and I'd finished work about 10 p.m. And it's about a 7-8 hour drive. So I was just going to drive through the night. And I was driving up, and then as I sort of got further and further along, I sort of started to take the cyclone more and more seriously because like there would be massive trees like knocked over and stuff. And I was driving like around a blind corner on the motorway, and it was in the mountains, sort of in the middle of the North Island, where it gets very, very rural and there's not much, not many people around. And I came around the corner and I saw a van that had crashed into a huge tree that had like blocked the road.
Wow.
And because I was coming around this corner at probably 90, 100 kilometers an hour, and it was of course raining because of the cyclone, I probably had like maybe 30 or 40 meters of stopping distance, and I only just stopped in time and nearly completely cleaned myself up on the back of this van. And the lady who was still there had like turned her car off and didn't like have her lights on, which is like, surely you put your hazard lights on. But yeah, it was mental. We just had to wait for people to come so we could eventually have enough manpower to move the huge ass tree. And there's no cell phone reception, so nobody could call anyone.
Wow.
And it was a pretty like crazy experience. Probably the closest I've come to a serious car accident. And then yeah, just cruised on up. Also, it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and so just cruised up to Auckland. But yeah, that was crazy, seeing like big proper trees completely knocked over.
Frederick
by
says
what?
average Scottish day. This is not Scott. He's in New Zealand.
No, I'm not Scottish.
That is an average New Zealandish day. He's retracted the message in shame. But I've said it, so it's
We see
it's
that. We see that.
eternalized. But that's crazy. I don't have
Yeah,
any
that
car
was-
driving stories. I don't drive a car, so
Yeah.
I get to live. I don't just die in a car crash.
Do you ride in a car often? Are you
Yeah,
a passenger?
sometimes, yeah. So
Yeah.
I can still die due to
Yeah.
cars, and I could get run over as a pedestrian as well.
Mm.
Cars are a
And you're not-
menace. You can never escape them. You will die.
Also, you're not in charge of your own fate, at least when you're driving, you know. I suppose, you know, there's drunk drivers and crazy people, yeah.
One bad driver can wipe out responsible drivers. Speaking of the sponsorships, remember that topic. I got a DM on X or Twitter during the stream from some kind of sponsor thing. Got a talent manager for Gamers Outreach, she, her. Something about a spooktacular streamathon in October. What's Gamers Outreach? I don't know. It's 2023 Spooktacular Streamathon. Contributions made during this year's event will support Gamers Outreach programs on our quest to bring video games to kids in hospitals. Oh, that's nice. But I don't know what this is.
Call me back to this
That sounds promising.
to hear you will die.
Well, I was initially starting to read this as a sort of joke about sponsorships. And look, I
Yeah,
got
but that
this,
actually
but
sounds like an interesting opportunity.
it sounds open-ended. It sounds like it's something you can contribute your own stuff to, like playing a horror game or something. But I never do play horror games. And I'm not,
Well, you don't really get scared by them, right?
yeah,
you
but I
mentioned that
also,
before.
it's pointless because I don't do the face cam, so you can't see me not getting scared by them. It's not... you can't see me sitting there completely neutral the whole time. It would be a sight to behold, seeing me play a horror game. I don't do face cam, so... Maybe in person one day,
Do you,
Piechucker.
you're jumpy? Do you make noises?
No,
If you get frightened?
That's the
No,
whole
just
point, I
dead
don't.
Silent. I
Ever.
think that'd actually be scary. Imagine scaring someone, like really doing a prank on them to scare them, and they just react with nothing. I think that would be the real horror.
but one day, Piechucker, the only way you'll know is like one day, Piechucker, when I visit New Zealand, I'll play a horror game, or we'll play a horror game, and you can see it for yourself. Boris, thank you very much for the £2 saying, come back to the stream just to hear I will die. We were talking about car accidents. It's fine. The context
Yeah.
makes it better. Right? What? No, it doesn't.
Should I make that a timestamp? Topic. What topic are we up to? 8. Car accidents.
Nah, look, the just chatting portion after the main topics have been covered just has to be one giant timestamp. So I just envisaged one giant timestamp and then all our actual topics like crammed in as tiny little timestamps on the left of the timeline. But it won't be like that.
We've made good time though. We've been moving along pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think in terms of covering all the topics, we did everything in a timely fashion. I probably could have condensed the monetization topic because, I don't know, I got off on a few tangents while I was trying to give a narrative of what I do and the process of it. But it's fine. Still all good timing.
Conqueror1234 says, make that a face reveal stream referring to the horror. But
No.
I've seen interviews with big Twitch streamers, and a lot of them say if they could go back and not have revealed their face or so many personal details about themselves, they would. And so I think it's very smart the way you've gone about
Well,
things.
hearing that just makes me feel better about the choice. I'm glad.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think that you've made the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
know.
yeah.
I have. When I streamed, I had, I did horror games.
And you
things,
just
so I had-
absolutely regret the fame you have now, don't you?
Yeah, honestly, I can't walk down the street without the 3 people that live in New Zealand recognizing me, saying, "Oh, Piechucker, how are you?"
Earlier, before Conqueror's message you just read out, he also pointed out that driving is more dangerous than flying. Ridiculously more dangerous. It's astronomically more dangerous than flying. Yet, we're more scared of flying than getting into a car. It doesn't make any sense,
Whoa.
actually.
No, it does make sense, because if this is pretty morbid, but if you're going to die in a car accident, that's pretty quick. But if you're going to die in a
No.
plane accident,
It's the other way round. Plane accidents are just fucking a fireball of death instantly, generally. And cars can mangle you to fuck and leave you there for hours, dying.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Well, listen, there's arguments as well that planes often don't just explode in the air, and they do plummet for a long
Well,
time.
there is the horror of plummeting happening.
Also, there's the horror of just disappearing from the earth and never being found again, like the Malaysian Airlines flight.
Well, we don't know what they actually felt. But even though those Malaysia Airlines flights happened, adding them into the statistics, it's still safer than driving.
Oh, it's much safer, yeah. Well, people drive so much more than flying. I feel like it's not a fair comparison. If we flew as much as we drove, driving would still
Well,
be much more
I think
dangerous.
I think adjustments have been made for per capita time spent, all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just think about it. I mean, pilots are trained to an absolutely ridiculous standard. They're extremely professional and monitored all the time. Any old idiot can get into a car and fucking kill everyone. So the standards of being able to do each one kind of speak to the safety of them.
Apparently, New Zealand drivers are some of the worst in the world. The chess club.
Yeah, because they keep knocking over fucking trees and standing there without the hazard lights on.
Exactly, no hazards on, just fucking waiting for me. Lucky I'm a smooth operator. Definitely, pretty fucking close call. But yeah, like I think all cops in New Zealand can do high-speed chases, whereas I think in the UK they have special cops who do that. And so like you can be an 18-year-old, go to police college for like 6 months, and then chase someone down at 160k an hour. Right. Which is mad.
Emperor Malgus points out that it's easier to survive a car accident than a plane crash, which is true in a sense, but then less plane crashes simply happen than car accidents. I mean, yeah, I get it. You can crawl out of the burning wreckage of a car, but if a plane, it's just because of the speeds involved and the heights involved. Planes, when a plane crashes, it could be going at like 2 or 3 times the speed of a car. Something like that. What are the numbers? I don't know. Planes measure their speed in something different. Knots. I don't know what a knot is.
I've only been in one car accident, and it was me. I was probably about 18, and I was moving my car at my then girlfriend's house, and all of her family were waiting to get into their car, and so they were all staring at me backing the car out. And I backed it straight into a parked car, and the whole family saw me. And I was making such a good impression until that moment. And it was the most embarrassing moment of my life. It didn't hurt or anything. It was just like, really? Oh, disaster.
I got third party pain from hearing that.
Yeah, no, it was just the faces just staring at me. One laughed. Oh, I don't even know what I'd do in that situation.
But you were in it. You did something.
Oh no, watching it. Like, I don't know how I'd react. But yeah, no, that was shockingly bad. Shockingly bad.
Stats
I'm starting to come around.
Yeah.
1.2 injuries per 100 million miles traveled, or 100 miles traveled.
Must be million.
1 injury per 100? No, that can't be right.
I don't know.
Surely there's more injuries than that.
But I suppose with cars, your fate is more in your own hands. I mean, when you get on a plane, you're putting your entire life in the hands of those 2 or 3 pilots, and that's it. But I trust those pilots more than any driver because of the training they get compared to the training that drivers get, which is fuck all. You just drive around a bit, get a piece of paper, and you're good to go and murder everyone. But planes have, and the way that plane accidents are treated afterwards, the investigation, each plane accident is treated as a disaster that could have been prevented, and there are things you can do to prevent them in the future. Car accidents are sort of accepted, like that's it. Well, car accidents happen, people will just die. That's it. They sort of just move on. They happen.
Oh, on this topic, I've actually got a really great thing to bring up. So this is a very New Zealand thing. I don't know if you guys get it, but our government makes like the most sinister ads when they're trying to do campaigns against them.
Everyone does. The Irish one. The
I
Irish
haven't
car
seen the
advert.
Irish one. I don't know about this Irish one. You have to send it to me. But the there's some amazing New Zealand ads, like drink driving ads, absolute classics. Like they're amazing. Like they film them like horror movies.
Yeah, the Irish one was someone driving too fast around a corner and then flipping over and landing on like a group of children sitting in the grass.
Oh yes, I know that one. No, ours are more like cinematic than that. I gotta try and find this.
Was it North Irish? I don't know. I think it was Irish. When someone says Irish car advert, everyone, like, some people will just instantly know what you're talking about, and it's been memed. I've seen it used in memes, like the car is my stack and the kids are your stacks in Victoria 2, and it's me wiping you. I could see it being used like that. It's just so morbid. It's so morbid that it just loses its effect. It's just desensitizing.
I've got one of these ads. It's a minute if you want to show it.
All right then, let's do it. Link it. Live reaction stream.
But this is like what all of our ads are like drink driving ads. We have ACC, which is like if you have accidents at work, they do ads like this for that. Just like they go crazy whenever the government makes an ad.
All right, let's get a live reaction to a New Zealand. What is this?
Driving.
What's it about? Driving
safely.
Driving safely. Right. Your live reaction. Let's get the browser up, and there we go. Live reaction. I don't know what they're saying. I can't understand it. No.
What is always in front of you
Oh,
but can't be seen?
What?
The future.
See how sinister it is?
the future. Bad child actors.
No, you're not even ready.
What's this?
A toll.
That's all.
Okay, how much?
How much?
Just the little one today.
Christ.
What?
Dad,
It's fucked.
And they
This is
play this
fucked.
on like daytime TV. Like daytime TV, you'll be watching like SpongeBob, and then it'll be like New Zealand Transport Agency, and then they come out with this. See what I mean?
You'll be watching an episode where SpongeBob's getting his driving lessons with Mrs. Puff.
Yeah, with Mrs. Puff, fails it again. A toll, just the little one today. It's so insidious. It's like a horror movie.
These adverts, they don't work. Like, the intended audience, the people that cause the most drivers, are kind of just brazen young folk who drive too fast and they don't give a fuck. These adverts won't make a difference. I don't get why they do it. It's just...
To be fair, that's a pretty good ad. Like, definitely.
It's
I
good
don't
in
think
terms
it's
of cinematography and acting,
Yeah,
and, right? But
it's-
it's not going to have the effect of making people drive more safely.
No.
Do you think, like, that's directed at a family? Do you think a dad with a family with two kids is going to drive insanely? No, it's young men. Frankly, that's the demographic that drives unsafely, like alone.
Yeah, I think that's fair, actually.
Zooming around. Look, I've got a big car. Compensating for my little dick. You know, that sort of person.
No, but New Zealand ads. Actually, do you want one more? Just one more? because I'll give you a classic. This one was
Alright.
huge. This was
Alright.
huge.
Okay, one more. But you better not exhaust this content. We could do an entire content of reacting to cinematic New Zealand ads. Oh, we should actually wrap up soon though.
Okay.
It's been since 1:30, which means we'll be at it for like 3.5 hours. Or 4.5 hours. Or something. 3.5.
Okay, here's a drinking one. And this was
Drink driving as well, that's
yeah.
an issue, yeah.
This was so like popular as an advertisement that people were wearing shirts of it, referencing it at my school.
Oh. Legend. Legend. I remember one in France, it's like a fake. So it's like it seems to be a theme all over the place they attempt this. They tried to scare you and guilt trip you, but it's not really. Alright, let's watch. Live reaction 2. Here we go. My first recommended video after this is the potion seller video. Look. Anyway, let's watch. Oh my god, this is what young people are like. This is what every young person's party is like.
I should say something, but I could look dumb in front of Monique. Bro, Monique says you're dumb, but if he crashes, I'll have to live with this.
Is this
family.
is this the Maori culture? We have to talk about the culture. Is this Maori culture and people?
Yes, these are Māori people.
And they have like a different accent?
Yeah, they do. Some Māori people have a different accent.
Well, this is even more cringeworthy now because it's like a government advert pandering to a minority group, isn't it? It's like cringe.
No.
Is
It's
it
just
not?
it's not just Māori people that have this particular accent. It's like a rural type of accent.
Ah, right.
So it's not pandery.
And if he dies, Ghost George will haunt me forever.
Grab a chip.
What
Want a
that
chip?
that
No, I can't
accent?
grab
I can't
those
understand
chips.
it.
Go away.
Spoon!
Spacehead. What are you doing, bro?
Well, I've been internalizing a really complicated situation in my head.
What are you on about?
I don't think you should drive.
Nah.
No, you're too drunk, bro. Just crash.
Brew.
Yes, great.
You're too drunk, brew.
Okay.
Stop a mate from driving drunk. Legend.
Party continues. Stop a mate driving drunk. Bloody legend. Yeah,
That was just
those are the
weird.
ads that we get from our government.
Stop a bloke driving drunk, legend.
And when you drive around, they actually have billboards that say that. They say, they say like,
They write it's spelled like STEEP bleak from driving stupid bleak from driving drunk legend. It's written out like that with their accent.
yeah. You know, it's just like the ads that we get are just fantastic. There's countless examples there, but I
don't
can't
think-
grab your
I don't-
ghost chips.
I don't think you should drive. You're too drunk. Alright, legend. Strangest accent I've ever
This is
heard.
not bad, by the way.
It's
This
new.
is not bad. You're actually doing
New
a decent
accent.
job of this. You're doing a decent job of the accent too. Like a lot of people really fail, but it's not a bad job.
Oh, you might, you shouldn't drive. Alright, I won't drive. Legend. What else was it they said? They said like Bree.
Just
mate.
crash here.
Crash here. Bree. Rising intonation on every sentence. A lot of dialects and accents do have this rising intonation out of nowhere. Every
Edward-
sentence sounds like a question.
Edward said tax money well spent. Yeah, I can't imagine that ever happened at like a
My
a
tax
party
money.
of-
Nah, it doesn't. My tax money is going towards Creative Assembly. Do you know Creative Assembly that makes Total War are funded by the British government? So
No, I
my
didn't know
tax
that.
money goes towards making shit games that I'm not in turn going to play and make content out of. By that I just mean Pharaoh. I think the Warhammers are fine. But Pharaoh is looking bad. I've only heard bad things about it coming up. I've only heard bad things about Pharaoh. I'm not driving drunk to go and buy it from the shop.
Yeah, you've got like standard New Zealand English, which most people speak, and then
I
you've
find
got
it
like
easier to do this accent than standard New Zealand English. I find it easier this way. I can't actually do a normal New Zealand accent like yours. I find it weird.
I have a strange accent because my mum's English, and so I grew up sounding English. I had an English accent for like the first couple of years of my life, and they got bullied out of me.
I don't know. What do you even
sound
call
weird.
the accent we just heard? I mean, you established it's not a. How do you say Maori properly?
You say like mouldy bread, so mouldy.
Moldy.
Yeah, that's that. If you say it, well, when you really enunciate it like that, you're missing. But because a lot of people say Maori, so you say mouldy. Mouldy.
Yeah. Well, we established it wasn't just like an accent for moldy. It wasn't a moldy accent. It was like a young person accent. So
I got to be careful because I genuinely don't want to say anything offensive. It's kind of like an accent.
Oh, bro, you better be careful you don't say anything offensive, bro. Don't want to insult the lady.
Don't insult the Māori.
They were
legend.
Here, they were here first.
No, but like most Kiwis speak like, you know, in a normal New Zealand accent, and then you've got people who speak in that kind of an accent, which is quite often like when people think of New Zealand and do a stereotypical accent when they've met New Zealanders, they think of that accent, which is like, oh, bro, you know, it's like that sort of thing.
Bro.
And that's not just Māori people, like that's like, you know, like white people in New Zealand are called Pākehā, which is just the Māori word for white people. And so Pākehā people speak like that as well. It's sort of like a rural...
That word is here as well. The first part of that word is here as well. It means one group. There you go. But it's a bad term. Interesting how these terms... I can't believe we took that term from Māori.
Really?
No, I'm joking. It's
okay.
I'm
confused.
But,
yeah, so it's... they were here first. Just don't mention the Channel Islands. That's really funny.
That's
really funny.
They say brew and stuff like that in South Africa as well. It's like some crossover.
Sharks in the bog. After dark.
Yeah, brew.
Shame. Also, they say shame all the time.
Do they?
Like, and they mean shame in terms of like that's a shame, but they just say shame. And so when I first started meeting South Africans, I was like that. I thought they were all pricks. Because you'd be like, oh, you know, sprained my ankle, and they'd be like, shame. You know, it's like, oh, fuck you, then.
Shame, bro.
Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know, shame on you. It's like, oh.
What do you mean shame? What do you mean shame when you saying that all the time? The team, legend.
The fucking legend. I love how you're sort of venturing out, and then you return back to the legend. You've got the legend down. The legend's good.
The South Africans are like shame. And the New Zealanders are like legend.
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 Yeah. No, it's. I've never met a nice South African. It's an amazing video.
I mean, legend is used a lot in the slang around here as well for some reason. I don't know why legend has spread around in slang. People say legend. I said legend all the time when I was at fucking school. Oh, you're pure fucking legend. Yeah, I was called a legend myself quite a bit.
Yeah, there's lots of slang. There's a lot of the Kiwi slang that's used is used in that accent as well. Like things like chur, which is CHUR. Like that just means like it's just an acknowledgement, and that gets used a lot. Like you'll hear it on like a train announcement where they'll be like, next stop, Wellington. Have a nice day, everyone. Chur. You know, which it feels like, because I think Indian people say like chup or something like that in a similar way. So I wonder if it comes from there. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that you're a legend.
Stop a mate from driving drunk. Legend.
No one's going to stop a mate from driving drunk on the basis of that advert. 0 people have ever done that.
I disagree with that. I tell you what, the toll one, I agree with you. But I feel like the legend video, yeah, I think that might have saved at least one.
Wait, sorry to interrupt you, but 1 hour ago, Victoria 3 dropped a new dev diary.
Are we jumping into this?
No.
Thank God.
I was considering it for a second, but we do need to wrap up the stream.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Also, every time I'm muted, I've just been coughing and hacking. Like,
there's another one here of a video with join community manager Pele, who I'm pretty sure has muted me on their Discord or something at some point. And they discuss newly released art pack Dawn of Wonder. But they released their dev diary is about the first update to the open beta of 1.5. And that open beta is is a topic. I played it, but everything in how much Doric do you know? All of it. Not all of it.
What's Doric?
I'm not a chuster, but it's the local dialect of Scots around the northeast of Scotland. And for some reason, I'm happier to impersonate other dialects like Kiwi than speak that. I don't know.
Did you have any Kiwi friends growing up, or did you have any interactions with New Zealanders?
No.
Having known me for a long time now, can you detect the difference in my accent and Australian's accent now?
A bit, yeah. No, yeah, I actually can. I can tell, I can sort of differentiate between, I can also kind of differentiate between Canadians and Americans, which is a really hard one to do. I think I've got that one.
Especially when they're Americans from like Wisconsin or Minnesota or something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They sound,
Because
exactly.
Americans are like, yo, dude, what's up? And a Canadian is like, yeah, I'm here doing the stream with Piechucker. And,
hey?
Read my new book, 12 Guides for Life. I don't know what that's all about.
That's a good Kermit the Frog impression.
I'm Jordan B. Peterson, and I don't know what that's all about. This is chaos. Buddy Boots. Bavaria Part 8 is tomorrow. Someone just says tomorrow, but all I know about tomorrow is that Bavaria Part 8 it's probably coming out. It is coming out.
New Zealand doesn't do the no instead of no thing, which seemingly being more common in Australia. Australians just talk through their noses. They don't talk properly at all, actually. They speak wrong.
I prefer the New Zealand accent to Australian. Australian can be grating.
Oh, it can be bad, eh? My name's Dazza from Kalgoorlie. You know, it's like, from Wollongong.
My name's Dazza from Wollongong. You just said the one I was about to say.
Wollongong.
Wollongong.
From Wagga Wagga. That's another place.
Wagga Wagga.
Always nicking me law. Have you seen that video? Do you know what that reference is?
Nope.
It's an animation by an Australian animator called Michael Cusack, which was huge. I thought it would be everywhere, but I guess maybe it's an Australian New Zealand thing. It's just about like bogans, which are like, you know what bogans are, right?
No.
Bogans are like bin men, waste men, like drinking in public types. Sort of like.
Wait, you said binman. I was thinking of a binman, like.
No, not literal rubbish men. Like I don't know. They're just like the lower caste.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're just like threats to society type people. You know, drinking like boxed wine outside of a school. And a wife beater and jandals, you know, those types.
Likely to cause car accidents. Not
Yes.
not legions. Not legions.
Let a man drive drunk, not a legend. Yeah, we have bogans. What would be like bogans in the UK?
Well, we have Neds and Chavs, but those are kind of younger people with a certain attitude and way of life. But the ones you're describing are like older people that just kind of waste around, just drink.
Yeah.
but they aren't necessarily, they're not young, because Chavs and Neds are young. We don't have a word for it unless they're on drugs, when it's a junkie or a jakey. If they're on drugs, they're a junkie.
Yeah, bogans aren't necessarily on drugs. That's not included in the term. Like what a bogan is, like I was on a train in Sydney, and a guy came up to me and he said, "Can I borrow $2 for a cigarette?" And then I said, "No, I don't have any coins on me." And he said, "Can I just borrow a cigarette then?" And I said, like, "No, I don't have cigarettes," because he wanted money to buy cigarettes off me, and then asked me. It just like the logic doesn't make any sense. And then they talk to you for way too long. They're way too comfortable talking to anyone. You know, no shame. They're crazy people.
Yeah. I sort of know the type. You get people coming up asking you for money, asking you for a lighter. We also get people that just ask you the time, and I'm happy to oblige with that one. Just give them the time. Don't know why so many people seem to come up and ask the time. Unless there's something, unless people in the chat are about to say, "Oh my god, you fell for that one, check your pocket." No, people come up and ask for the time.
I can't remember the last time somebody was asked me at the time. I get asked for directions, which feels good because I feel like people feel like I look like
no,
a
I
guy
mean,
who...
when people ask me for the time, I mean it is the bogan type that ask for the time, like a junkie or an ed or something will ask for the time. But ordinary people don't come up and ask for the time, or the directions occasionally, but that's foreign people often ask for directions, so that's normal. But
here we go. Here's a much better definition of a bogan. Bogan is an Australian and New Zealand slang for a person whose speech, clothing, attitude and behaviour are considered unrefined or unsophisticated.
Oh. But you said they have a lot of behaviours and attitudes. They go around drinking. There's a bit more to it than just a look.
Yeah, they're just like annoying people. Like they're very loud and they ask you for things. New Zealanders are very friendly, but mainly towards like tourists. Like if somebody asks me for directions, I love replying to people, but if people ask me for cigarettes, I don't know. It's annoying. Especially because you're not a smoker, but it's because cigarettes are so expensive in New Zealand now, because they're like $30, $40. They'd be like 20 quid a pack in the UK equivalent. So whenever you like...
Sorry to interrupt, but people in the chat are pointing out maybe they're looking to see if I have an expensive phone or a watch.
Oh, yes. I didn't think of
But
that.
they're doing it in broad daylight out there, and I'm a big guy. I think they'd find a better target.
You said you weren't fat, Spud.
Not big in that way. 6'2". No fat. Whenever I say or hear big guy, I don't think of fat as in that. I think big always meant, tall.
No, I think it's a kinder way of saying fat guy these days. People say, oh, he's a big guy.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
You're a big guy. Are you?
I'm 5'11". But I lie to people and tell
I'm
them
6
I'm 6 foot.
I'm 6'2", you're 5'11", but the difference between us is 5 foot. The psychological difference. No, I'm joking.
Shouldn't have said anything.
He's a
got
guy.
a significant
He's a guy with significant mass. Legend. There was that bit in the advert where the guy said, "I was thinking of an important philosophical point." What was that line?
Oh, wait, hold up. I was calculating a fuck. Why don't I even remember what he says?
What are you on about? Hello, Zamat gal. We're wrapping up the stream though.
I was internalizing a really complicated situation in my head.
Oh, heed. We say heed.
You do as well,
Scots,
yeah.
but for different reasons, like different language reasons. You say it because you say letter E like that. Letter E is eerie to every vowel. The letter E is eerie to every vowel in New Zealand.
You're getting there. It's improving.
But we say it just because it's heed, for old fucking linguistic reasons.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't ken at the top of my head.
Can I tell you? Not off the top of my head.
Nah. How often do you speak Scottish Gaelic? Never. But I know a little bit of it. There's never any situation in my life. There's never any situation in the life of 99% of Scottish people where they would need to speak Gaelic, unfortunately.
Yeah, similar situation with New Zealand because everybody speaks English.
More people speak Polish in Scotland than Gaelic. Fun fact.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
know that. No, but in New Zealand, some people speak Māori, some people, very few. And then, so if you were to become fluent in Māori, you might it's a similar situation. Like if you're talking to someone, you just speak to them in English. But the government's trying to do more stuff to get Māori language out there and reviving it, which I think is pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we try the same with Gaelic, but it's a bit futile.
It worked well for Irish Gaelic.
Yeah, it did. I think they've done it well. I mean, it's very regional in Scotland, the prevalence of Gaelic. Whereas in Ireland, they've just kind of tried to mandate it everywhere. Tried to bring it back everywhere.
Well, they've got the Gaeltacht, which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, which is where people... It's like the Gaeltacht or something like that.
Oh.
T-A-C-H-T.
A Gaeltacht.
Yeah.
In
Much
Gaelic.
better. Yeah, and those people speak only Irish Gaelic. And it's not much of Ireland, but it's a fair slice.
We have the islands where it's spoken most. There might be parts of Scotland where people would first start speaking in Gaelic before you say you can't speak it. But I'm not sure. I want to visit. I want to go out there on an island and see.
Is there like
test my limited Gaelic?
Is there more like Scandinavian influence in the islands?
No.
No, not really. Just been so long.
Only in the northern ones. So I was meaning the Western Islands, but in the Orkney and Shetland, there's more Germanic influence.
Yeah, Western Isles like the Hebrides, right? That's in the west.
Yeah, Isle of Skye, Isle of Lewis.
That's where they make all the whiskey, the beautiful whiskey.
No, whiskey's made everywhere in Scotland.
Yeah, there's a brand of whiskey, famous one. It's called the Isle of something. Yeah.
Probably multiple, called after lots of different isles. There's a lot of them.
Does anybody say Scotch for anything other than whiskey these days?
No.
I feel like nobody.
In Scotland, we don't say it for whiskey either, because by whiskey we mean whiskey, but out in America, they differentiate between different nationalities and types of whiskey, so they say Scotch for Scottish whiskey. But we don't say that.
Too. We do too, yeah.
We just say whiskey.
We say Scotch, we say...
But funny enough, we do have...
Do you say Irish whiskey?
We do have Irish and Japanese whiskey here. I've seen it at pubs next to the Scottish whiskey as well. We have them. I don't know why. What kind of Scottish pub in their right mind would go, oh yeah, we need to bring in some Irish and Japanese whiskey. And there's not enough whiskey in Scotland. We need to bring in other types.
We make the best whiskey in the world, so let's get some more whiskey imported. Yeah.
Maybe it's just to have a bigger variety, I suppose. But
never heard of Scotch bonnet. Never heard of Scotch pies. Have heard of Scotch eggs. You heard of Scotch eggs?
Scotch egg. No, I haven't. Well, I have heard of it. I've heard of it, and I think we do say that and use that actually, because it's just a way of doing eggs, rather than an actual type of food.
Well, it's eggs wrapped in sausage meat, I think.
A method or a way of putting stuff together.
Alright, should we call it quits?
Yeah. We'll call it quits. That's my channel deleted. Calling it quits.
So long, everyone.
I'm not making a new channel. I'm actually sacrificing one channel. So I'm just going to be only the Spud Gun Archives from now on.
What do you have to do? Have you investigated this? What do you have to do to delete your channel? Is it one button?
I don't know. I've never looked.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
No matter how hard some people have tried, I've never gotten to the point of hovering over it, going, I can't do it, I can't do it. They've never gotten me that far.
It's like, whenever I see something like that, I get like, you heard about the Call of the Void? It's like where you stand
Yes.
on a tall building. Yeah. I get like that with anything.
Otherwise known as intrusive thoughts.
Yes, intrusive thoughts. If I was in your position, I'd hover over it, just for the thrill of it.
Would you?
No, I'll try and resist, but I would think about it. I'm shocking for those intrusive thoughts.
Wow. I'll have to watch myself around you if I ever go to New Zealand now.
Not like that. I'm not like some fucking lunatic who's just trying to keep it together.
This man's like dominated by intrusive thoughts. He just can't stop. Walking next to a cliff with someone, and you get them.
I just had the craziest idea. No.
Yeah, Call of the Void is specifically just like yourself jumping off a cliff, but intrusive thoughts are general for everything, and you can say things from intrusive thoughts, and I have.
I used to get it a lot with because I used to work at height, because I worked in construction for years, and you'd just be standing up on like a scaffold way high in the air, and you could just lean out, because the scaffold pole like fence that would keep you in would probably only come up to like, I don't know, 6 inches above your waist, and so you could just lean out and look down, and so I'd be working at height a lot, so I'm not really scared of heights anymore, but that looking down vertigo thing where you, like in the movies where they zoom in and zoom out, definitely happened.
Lock it onto that civilian airliner. Some fucking Donbass anti-aircraft soldier got some intrusive thoughts in 2014, eh?
Yeah. Not a legend.
Not a legend. Well,
all right.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for doing the stream. It was fun again. Must be like 4 a.m. for you.
4:21. Also, look at these loyal 86. We've had like roughly the same amount of viewers the whole time.
We don't drop
Legends.
viewers. Legions in
Have
the
we?
chat. Legions in the chat. Any
Have we
last
dropped-
minute super chats are welcome, but we're about to call it.
Loyalists.
No. My viewer count is down to 50. 49.
Oh yeah, I just refreshed.
It's actually gone.
Well,
You're wrong. We did lose viewers.
54 Spud Gunners. Thank you, Spud Gun Army. Spud Gun Nation.
Nope. Never. I'm never resorting to it. Thank you to the 50 legions in the cheat. Brew. Brew. No Spud Gun Army Brofist.
There's the face reveal. The face reveals the brofist at the end of our fucking 4-hour stream with 50 people.
50 legions in the cheat.
50 legions.
Legions. 50
Watch
legions in the cheat.
Watch a Spud Gun stream. Legion.
When's the next OpenVic update? They're working away on it right now. I think maybe in October we'll have some video or stream to produce to you to show an update. But really, with OpenVic, it's just plodding along. The boffins are coding, and they're coding unsexy, unflashy stuff. So we just leave them to it. They're doing great stuff. They're brilliant.
Let them cook.
The contrast between the OpenVic community server and the actual team is so big. The community server is full of, like as someone was commenting on my Discord today, full of furries, weebs, but the OpenVic main admin team at least are just blokes like me, just random blokes, whereas the community server is full of different odd characters. But see, I don't enforce my anti-anime rule on the OpenVic server, so it's been taken over by weebs and the like. So it's it was a sort of act in tolerance to not impose my anime thing, and it's become exactly what the anime rule is designed to prevent from happening. Just weebs,
Yes.
furries. But nah, I'm exaggerating it. This is only to a small extent, but the conclusion is I'm completely behind the anti-anime rule on my own Discord. It will never go. By the way, my Discord has an easier link to join, the fancy link. We got actually several new members from earlier in the stream when I first announced that. You can join on discord.gg/spudgunofficial, one word. Fancy new link. Okay, we'll call it. we'll call it. Varia Part 8 tomorrow.
Yeah. Christ, it's 4:30 in the morning. All right. Thank you very much, Spud. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Had a great time.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Right.
Bye, Chucker.
Farewell.
Play some Open
Bye-bye.
TTD. Bye.
Yes.
And Worms. I want to play Worms.
Ah, Worms will be good. Yes, absolutely.
Bye. Legion. So, bye everyone in the chat as well. Appreciate the viewership. You've been a lively, enjoyable chat to be with throughout the stream. Very fun, very good comments. And thanks so much to everyone who generously gave super chats, became a member, gifted members, and thanks to the chat mods, who aren't really necessary because my chat's so good. But one of the chat mods posted a link that needed to be posted at one point. So they did do a modding task. We had one task done. One task done, like the worst Among Us round you've ever seen. So, if my chat actually glitched out again, it probably is. Aye, it was. Right. Have a good one yourself, Emperor Amalgus. Thanks for your super chats. Thank you, everyone. I've had fun. This is now going to be up as a video, timestamps. I'm going to message Piechucker before he goes to sleep for the timestamps. I'll get them up in the description for this. Bye, everyone. See you later.